What's happening, everybody? Appreciate you guys checking in on a Wednesday. You back in the Raider War Room, man. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. We got a lot to talk about. We got Combine to talk about. We're having a little bit of fun with that. We got free agency 1 week away. We're definitely gonna talk free agency. We also have a little bit of a report of someone that's tied to Tom Brady that's causing a little bit of friction in the locker room / headquarters. We're gonna get your guys' feedback on that. We're gonna talk about that here in a second. We got to start and bench them, cut them. One thing I do want to say, start and bench them, cut them. We're going to get into it kind of midway through this show, but I did want to show something for everybody that's already starting to kind of jump up in here. I'm going to share the screen really quick. Not sure if you guys can see it. I don't think you can because it is. Let me see if I can kind of scroll in just a little bit. Look, we got right now about 32 people in the giveaway right now. I've been charting it. I've been paying attention. All right. And so, for example, Jeff, you got 3 entries. You got 3 right so far. You got 3 entries. You got Alec M, Bart Montez. You got 2 entries so far. Cheeto Linus, you got 2 entries. We're going all the way down. Dominic, Sherry, Show Deuces, Jason Downs got 4 entries. He's on it with guessing right. So you got all these people entered into the giveaway from the start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em, going all the way down to the 805, number 32 in the building. Raider Ryan, you're on here, I believe. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
None of those entries matter. Raider for Chris is anywhere on there. You guys just don't even play.
For Chris is on here.
If he's the only one on there, it's a wrap for all of you guys.
Chewy's got my number on my giveaway. So, but look, we got a bunch of people. In my opinion, you got 2.
It was Chewy that always wins. Then I thought it was Raider for Chris. It's Chewy that wins all the time.
Yeah, Chewy steals them. I don't know. He has it rigged. Bro. He's got your IT guy in training for him. That's what he's got. But we're kind of just moving all around. But everybody, you guys are entered in. We got 32 total. Bunch of people got multiple entries, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun with it. Just want to show that real quick. I'll show it one more time. We do our start and bench 'em, cut 'em. Coming up, let me go back up to the big screen. But got a lot to talk about, man. But do us a favor. Hit that sub button if you guys want to get included in the chat. Definitely hit that like button. Double tap that screen if you can. We would definitely appreciate it. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. Got the Severe Raider. I got Chris. He's not gonna be able to join us today, but he's definitely gonna tap in with us on Sunday. But we got a week away from free agency. But before I get to the chat, gotta say what's up to my guy, man, Severe. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, feeling good, man. Welcome back, man. You know, I know you had a nice vacation with the fam, man. You know, and you were in Cali, right? You were in Cali, right?
Yeah, Pismo Beach.
Okay, for sure. Okay, yeah. So, man, welcome back. You know, you haven't missed too much. You know, more Maxx rumors, more. There's a lot. Just Maxx rumors, and one of the most. And guess what? What you did miss? I don't know if you saw this, but the number 1 running back in the draft class. He ran his 40.
Shocking.
He ran his 40. People told me that was like the impossible. And he did it. And he ran fast. That just told me everything I needed to know right there.
I'm telling you. Hey, he ran fast. I think he was a 4.3 guy, right? 4.3 guy.
It's 4.39, I want to say.
4.39. Just man. Hey, look. It's like I know we've kind of seen it over the last maybe I want to say couple years, maybe not much longer than that, but we're now seeing like the 4.3 is the new 4.4. Like you're not fast unless you're a 4.3. A 4.4 just doesn't feel like it's respectable anymore as it relates to like the fan base, the analysts and all the scouts and everything. It's almost like you got to run a 4.3 to be considered fast at all anymore. 4.2, obviously you're blazing. And I think there was there 1 4.2 this year? I think there was only 1. I think it was maybe
I think there's 1. Yeah, the one guy, I forget his name. He's small guy though. I forget his name.
Yeah, no, it's man. If you want to be considered fast nowadays, you got to be in that 4.3s, and even if you're a 4.39, it's like, hey, fast, but you ain't 4.33 fast, 4.34 fast, you know?
Exactly.
So, it's crazy, man. But shout out to everybody in the building. We're going to say what's up to some people, and then we're going to get this show started, man. Jeff, what's going on, man? You already up in here, and you're hitting all the combinations. All right, so you cheating in the right way. I like it. Don Marinovich isn't on this one, though. I think this one is going to be Shit, I forget. Oh, this is a running back one. And it's not going to be like the last one, guys. Okay. I'm going to keep them all in the same somewhat generation. I got enough hate on the last one. Trust me. Jack in the building. What's going on, brother? What up, Duncan? What's happening, man? Bart in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you rocking. Edgar Sosa as well. What's going on? Isaiah pulling up. Appreciate you. All right. Severe, let us have it. What's the story behind the rhino in the background?
Oh, so my guy Big Mike Raider, he's a guy that made the logo for me, and basically, it was like, you guys know how I get, man. When I go my tangents, man, he was like, me when I get in that mode or in that zone, it's basically like a rhino charging at you full speed. So that's what inspired the logo for him. So. That's what it was. I just stuck with it.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to Big Mike Raider. Definitely, guys, go hit him up. Go check him out. Also, did he do it this year? His 30 days, 30 prospects.
Not yet. He said he was going to do it though. I think he's calling it something else, but he's still doing it this year though.
Okay. Look, anybody that just tries to reach out and take a look at prospects and give you a little more insight on who they are, I encourage everybody, do your own homework. Go look at the film for yourself. But the guys like Big Mike doing his 30 days, 30 prospects, as well as ECG. I think not East Coast Gridiron.
Gridiron Apex.
I mean, he's got at least throw names out there so and understand who is out there. But again, I encourage everybody, go do your own research, go do your own watch your own film. We're going to do some film watch on Sunday. I'm starting to break down some of the free agent prospects out there that's high. Linderbaum, Devin Lloyd. We're definitely going to do a deeper dive on those guys on Sunday prior to Wednesday, which everything's going to pop off. So, Eric, Raider Haters, what's going on, man? Appreciate you popping up in here. Raider Ryan, appreciate you pulling up as well. iPan in the building. Good seeing you. Quirt, what's happening, man? You're right about that 3-4 defense, but damn, you severe thought. Hey, switch up that 3-4, man. We're going to talk about some of the D tackles in this class. There's definitely one guy that popped out to me. We're going to talk about that, some of the draft or combine and draft prospects a little bit. What up, John Fallon? What's going on, man? Everett in the building. Looks like you're a Bills fan. I see you down there. Appreciate you pulling up. Anyways, what up, Daniel? What's happening, man? Let's see. We got Keith in the building as well. What's going on, man? Love ran a 4.37. Oh, that's right. He did.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it was. Who ran a 4.39 then? Was that Arvell? No, it wasn't. Who ran a 4.39? I forgot who.
Yeah, I forget, man. I was trying to watch it while I'm like having dinner. It was on the TV and stuff. Mm-hmm. The family was like, "Why aren't you paying attention to us?" I said, "Because I sat here for a reason. The combine's on the TV." But hey,
yeah.
I was able.
Oh no, it was Kenyon Sadiq.
Oh yeah, the tight end. Yeah.
Kenyon Sadiq ran 4.39.
Yeah, hey, he's flying. The first time
freaking nature. That dude's a freaking nature, man.
He is. Okay. We're not going to talk about tight ends, but I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like tight ends are becoming better and better. You know what I'm saying? Like as the transition started to happen, when you had like the Travis Kelce's and stuff like that, where you had more athletic tight ends that could really expose the matchups between linebackers and safeties. I mean, it became just a really big point in a draft that if you needed a tight end, you better get one early, because the top tight end, there was a really big difference between the rest. And it just feels like the tight ends are becoming better and better. And I don't know if it's because the college ranks are doing a really good job and a better job of just preparing tight ends or using them in a way that they see the mismatches as well. Obviously, you have the Oregons that do a really good job of stretching the defense and stretching the field and be able to kind of use tight ends more athletically in open space, which actually translates kind of well to the NFL. Yeah. And so I just feel like there's more and more tight ends coming out every year, and you don't necessarily have to go get that top guy, because you might be able to get the fourth guy, and he's actually just as good. You look at the Tyler Warrens that are coming out.
Yeah.
Oh no, Severe, what's your thoughts on that, on the tight ends? And just, I feel like there's just more coming out that are better suited as like a Brock Bowers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think now, because I think now since the league is starting to use the tight ends more as a weapon in the passing game, I think a lot of these guys like Akeem Sadiq in past years he might have just tried to play like a big X boundary type receiver and be that. But now that hey, I can keep this weight, I can be 250, and run a 4.39 and jump 43.5 inches and be a tight end and still be a weapon and still get the ball, still get touches and still, so now it's inspiring people to say, what, I don't have to slim down or I don't have to try to lose weight and just be a big receiver. I can make that transition and actually put on weight and be a tight end and still be utilized offensively. So I think just like the league changing into more of a passing league, offensive coordinators being more creative with how they use the tight end positions. Obviously, guys like Kelsey and Tony Gonzalez and Shannon Sharp and Antonio Gates was a big one. Like all those guys, they kind of put that position on the map. So and Jimmy Graham obviously too. I can't leave him out. So and Dallas Clark, there's a bunch of them, a bunch of guys. Jeremy Shockey. It's a bunch of guys that did it. So, those guys kind of put it on the map and now it's making kids want to play that position.
Yeah. And at the same time, back in the day, tight ends had to be able to block, right? There was a bigger emphasis on the run game. And so they had to be more of, they just had to have the ability to block in the run game. Whereas nowadays, a lot of offenses are just looking for the mismatch nightmare, the Brock Bowers and stuff like that. And so it's interesting just to see just kind of how the evolution of tight ends have kind of happened over the last 5 to 7 years. And I think that there's more and more being developed through the college ranks. And it's interesting just to see just how these tight ends are kind of bringing a new game to the league. So, but shout out to Myra. Hey, we're going to be in Pittsburgh. So everybody, if you guys are going to Pittsburgh, we're going to be in Pittsburgh for the draft. I'm going to be in there Wednesday night. We're going to be there Thursday, Friday. And then throughout the early part of Saturday, I think myself, I'm flying out Saturday night. Severe, I think you might be taking off Saturday night as well. But we're going to be there. So definitely hit us up. I think Jeff's going to be there as well. Our guy Chris is going to be there. So definitely hit us up. We're going to find a spot to chill out, hang out, and have a good time. And probably be the hated ones if the Raiders trade back and we're celebrating.
Oh, my God. We're going to be celebrating live. We'll be the only ones celebrating.
We're going to be the only one.
Us and Jeff.
Exactly. But shout out to Myra, man. We're going to be out there. We're going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. What up, Tony? Myra, you going straight to Philly after? Oh, yeah. You're going to party even more then. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Jesus in the building. You're saying, do you see Michael Mayer being involved more? I think so. And Severe, I'll throw it to you in just a second. I think so, and mainly because we kind of broke down the game film of what Clint Kubiak likes to do, and he likes to use his tight ends, and they have to be able to block. And this is going to bring out the blocking tight end that we want Michael Mayer to be. So I think that he's going to have a big role. Severe, your thoughts?
Yeah, agreed. And I think that was it the last game of the season or maybe the game before the last one. He, when he was getting some targets, he acquitted himself well. And I think, putting that on tape, I think that bodes well for him. I think Clint, we know he's a creative offensive mind. He's a guy that's going to put his players in position to succeed. And I think that Michael Mayer is a weapon. He was a highly touted tight end. He was the focal point of the offense in Notre Dame. Anybody that's a Notre Dame fan, you guys know he was essentially the number one target there. So I think Kubiak sees that. We all know Brock Bowers is going to get a lot of targets or a lot of attention defensively. They're going to spend a lot of time trying to take him out or keep him from being involved in the game plan. That should leave a lot of openings for a guy like Michael Mayer to succeed.
Yeah, and Duncan, you're saying thoughts on Nowakowski from Indiana. I think the tight end over there, I personally think he'd be a great fit for us. He can be a good utility guy that can play fullback, tight end, and wide out, and he blocks really well. I'll have to do more research on him. The only thing I would say is that he was part of that Indiana running game that was very, very successful. So if he was a big part of that and they utilized him well, I think he could probably bring a lot of use in the Kubiak offense. But I got to do more research on him. So, any thoughts on Nowakowski?
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, his versatility, I think, will bode well for him if we do end up targeting him. Like he's probably be a super late round pick or UDFA. I'm not sure where the NFL is looking at him right now, but like we're in need of a fullback, and one of the things that Kubiak was talking about, I think what at his opening presser was that, like he's not just going to be any guy. The guy, he's going to essentially need to be a weapon. Like think about his time with the 49ers, and you think about Josh Juszczyk. Like that guy's a weapon. So he wants a guy that's going to be able to do a little bit of everything, and that's what that guy does. So I think that's the guy to look at for us to target.
Yeah, and I think there are a couple tight ends. And before I forget, Dre, what's going on, man? Hey, we got to find our Willie Lamp of this draft season. We got to find it. We're going to.
Right.
There are a couple tight ends that I like coming out of free agency. I believe it's the Ravens. He was on the Ravens this year, backup tight end. I'm starting to kind of clip up a little bit of him. We'll take a little look at him and possible free agency.
Which one?
I was looking at my notes on my phone. I have
the young guy, not likely, right? Isaiah Likely?
No, not Isaiah Likely. He was more of a run blocking tight end.
Oh, okay.
With the Ravens, did a really good job. I got to find his Charlie Kohler. Kohler. So he's more of a run blocking tight end. I also like Quentin Morris. He's a free agent. He's a run blocking tight end. He played for the Jags. And another guy, Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, he's nice. I like Tyler Higbee.
Rams, and he had to block like crazy in that Sean McVay offense.
Yeah.
So he could be potentially out there. Two guys, the guys that I like coming out of the draft, which again I think he's gonna get taken early, and I don't know if we would prioritize it. That Ohio State tight end, I'm blanking on his name. I think he could be a monster in the run blocking scene. Then you got the Alabama tight end. The only reason why I kind of liked him a little bit is because obviously I watched a lot of Ty Simpson, and so the more I watch him, he's more of a passing tight end. He can definitely get involved in the run blocking. But then the Stanford tight end, I think his name is Sam Rout, I believe. He's more of a run blocking tight end, and he might be a day 3 type of guy, possibly. And so those are the 3 tight ends in the draft that I'm kind of looking at. But I definitely think we're going to bring one through free agency or possibly the draft, because I do think that we're going to utilize some tight ends. And so, but we'll definitely need a fullback as well.
Yes, definitely.
So appreciate everybody else rocking up in here. Cobain, I see you. We got Space Beast in the building as well. What's going on, man? Keith, yes, likely is a free agent, but there's a really good chance they're bringing him back. I don't see the Ravens letting him walk.
They better.
I'm saying. Tony, all the Raider Nation is very excited for the Silver and Black to receive the number 1 overall pick in the 26th NFL draft. I just wish John Madden, Ken Stabler, and Al Davis were here to see this. Yeah, and you know what? If Al Davis was still here, who knows what we would do with that number.
Oh my God.
And Jeff, yes.
We'd be taking Sonny Styles would be the number 1 overall pick.
Probably. Yeah, you're not lying on that. You are not lying on that. AO in the building. What's going on, man? Okay, let's get to we're gonna do a little bit of combine talk. All right, and then we're gonna go into you know what? Let's first do the story, and then we'll get into combine talk. So let me move this over a little bit. I want to make sure I have the story up. Where'd it go? Oh, you know what? I think it went away. Let me find it real quick.
For sure.
But basically, the story is surrounding Alex Guerrero. Alex Guerrero is a guy that's very tied in with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He's followed Tom Brady basically wherever he's gone.
Yeah.
There was some turmoil that the more and more I've read into it, there was some turmoil with him over with the Patriots.
Yeah.
And so let me see it. Okay, I got it. Bang. Let me go ahead and pull this up really quick. Apologize. I had it, and then I think I clicked out of it. Let's see. Bang. Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen. We got him up here. I'll go ahead and bring this up. You guys can't see it, but I'll go ahead and read it. So basically, Maxx Crosby, amongst others, are reportedly frustrated with the presence of Raiders wellness coordinator, Tom Brady's confidant, and his longtime body coach, Alex Guerrero. So Guerrero, who regularly attends practices and meetings, purports to possess significant organizational power, writes The Athletic Mike Silver, informing players of impending transactions and even indicating to staff members who don't follow the instructions that their jobs may be at risk. He is perceived to have a direct pipeline to Brady, who lives in Florida and serves as Fox lead NFL analyst, limiting his in-person presence. Suffice to say that there are trust issues permeating the Raiders training facility in Henderson, Nevada. So basically, it sounds like when Tom Brady can't be in the building, Alex Guerrero is kind of his right-hand man. He's basically his eyes and ears, and it's creating somewhat of some tension within the Raiders organization. And so how much credibility there is around this, I don't know. Have no clue. But what I will say, and I'm going to kind of get out of this and we'll just kind of see the image up there. What I will say is the grades just came out of basically the Raiders organization. And for the most part, it looked like the training and conditioning staff and all that got a pretty good grade. So I don't know if Alex Guerrero is included in that grade or where he fits in all that. But chat, let us know what your thoughts are on this Alex Guerrero. Is this going to basically kind of set a divide with Maxx Crosby if he's not a fan of Alex Guerrero and maybe he was the one that basically sat or was the mouthpiece to sit Maxx Crosby down? I have no clue. Chat, let us know if you think that there's anything going on in this. But Severe, what's your thoughts? But also, do you think that, you know, where do you think he might land in the whole grading of the organization? Because again, I have no clue kind of where he lands and all that. But what's your overall thoughts?
I mean, everywhere in the organization got pretty solid grades outside of Chip Kelly, and you know, and you can maybe say Greg Olsen, they got Fs. You know, I think that was more so a Chip Kelly grade. So like even like no matter where you would figure him in there, like ownership, training staff, strength, like all those people got A's for the most part. So I don't know where he would factor in. I don't know if his influence or how heavy his influence was, you know, at the time or you know throughout the season. Did he get more involved late? You know, especially now that Markdavis has essentially empowered John Spytek and Tom Brady to run the football side of things. Maybe since Brady is in Miami and he can't always be in Vegas and he does have other other obligations that he is utilizing Guerrero as his eyes and ears, as you said. And so now Guerrero is taking a more heavy-handed approach and that's starting to bother people. Maybe that's the issue. But I mean, we didn't really hear it. I don't remember hearing any of this during the season. This seems to be coming out now, and it seems to be coming out now. And like the prominent name that was mentioned was Maxx Crosby. So could this be a Maxx Crosby created situation in order to justify him eventually saying, "Oh, I don't want to be here," and so that way he has a fall guy or a scapegoat to kind of say, "Oh, this is the reason I'm not here. Don't blame me. I'm Max. I'm still your guy. I'm still Raider Nation till I die. I still got the tattoo, but I just couldn't deal with Alex Guerrero. I couldn't do it anymore." And you know, so the fans don't kind of turn on him. I don't know if that is the case, but no other player was named. I haven't heard about any other player having an issue with them. Brian Hoyer went on. No, Brian Hoyer was former Raider, former Patriot as well, went on X and said that he always had great interactions with Alex Guerrero, so he doesn't know where this is coming from. So it seems to me that this could be a Maxx created controversy.
I mean, could be. You know, Raider Vic mentioned, does Guerrero have more influence than Jim Gray? The only thing I'll say to that is I think it's two different influences because I know Jim Gray has Markdavis's ear, like crazy. But then you got Alex Guerrero that probably has Tom Brady's ear. So I think it's just two different ways to look at it. But also, I think Tom Brady has a massive influence on Markdavis. I think Markdavis looks up to Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a weird dynamic. Severe, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that definitely, especially like in terms of football, you know, he really, really trusts the evaluation and trust, you know, whatever Tom Brady says. And, you know, a lot of the decisions made were, you know, Tom Brady influenced decisions right down to not going after Sam Darnold. And, you know, he signed off on Geno Smith, and he was the person with that higher, was it Corn Ferry that, you know, eventually landed us with, you know, Old Man Pete. So like Tom Brady is the one that came up with the idea to marry Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly. And so a lot of these decisions are Tom Brady decisions. So I don't know how long Markdavis will continue to be enamored with him as a football mind and with the possibilities that he can bring in terms of, you know, being the pseudo president of football operations. But if we don't start seeing some results soon, I would hope that, you know, like Markdavis puts more of that onto Spytek or into Patch or into Hunt rather than Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm with you. And basically, Ryu, Ken, what's going on? You said in the Raiders isn't even Tom's main priority. He's doing like 20 other things. We trust me. Yes. I think we've kind of had that argument. We've definitely talked about it to where, look, if you're gonna be part of ownership, and this franchise has been a disaster for so long, like if this goes wrong, if this doesn't work, then Tom Brady, your fingerprints are all over this thing, and you might as well just get the hell out based on the lack of what you were able to do even last season and some of the decision making that you had. So, you know, hey, if he wants to tie this name to it and he wants to half-ass it, it's on him, and he's going to fail as a minority owner. But we'll see what happens. Ricky Beers, what's going on, man? Smells like when Tay said he didn't know what was going on, but behind the scenes he was asking out. I think what's tough is Max is going a lot. Like you see him, his presence is everywhere, and the more and more he goes on podcasts, I'm really curious what his strategy is. Like I understand he has a social media presence, right? But like the more and more you go on podcasts, the more and more you're going to get asked the same exact question. So my thing is that you have all the money in the world. You don't need the money. You don't need the fame.
Exactly.
So why continue to go on these podcasts if you know that's going to be the main question?
Exactly.
That's going to, if you're on a podcast for an hour, that's going to be 55 minutes of the podcast of people asking you that question. Are you going to be a Raider? Are you know, so it's like,
exactly.
I just don't get it, you know, and what's your thoughts on that, Severe? Because if I knew I was staying or I wanted to stay, I'd probably just stay away from that part and be like, bro, I'm done with the question. I don't need to be answering that question. I know what I'm doing. But he continues to go. It's weird.
He does. It's like, you know, if anybody's ever grew up in a rough neighborhood, you knew there were certain streets you don't go down, because if you go down those streets, there's a chance you can get pressed. Now, would you get pressed every single time you go down those streets? No. But if you continue to go up and down those streets, that raises the likelihood of you getting pressed. So if you don't want to get pressed, you don't go down that street. And the fact that he keeps going on to these podcasts, and at this point, he knows full well he's going to be asked the question. And know how I know he knows full well he's going to be asked the question? Because anybody that knows how the media space works, especially with some of the smaller podcasts, and especially if you're a big star and they want you on there, you can set parameters and say, look, I don't want to be asked this question. We're not going to delve into this topic. And if you want me as a guest, then you know, this is the agreement. And so like he's going on like, you know, other smaller podcasts and they're asking him the question. So he knows full well what he's doing at this point. And he keeps it. So don't throw stones and hide your hands. Like, I don't know why everybody keeps asking this question, or why is all this speculation going on? Like the girl just asked him the other day. I think it was somebody told me it was Puka Nukua's girlfriend. But like he was on a podcast with her, and she's like, "Oh, I got to ask you the question. Like, are you going to be a Raider for life?" And then he like, "Oh my God, you know, I have a great life. I have great friends." And like, bro, like he didn't answer in the affirmative at all. He deflected. So the fact that when you do stuff like that, that's going to leave people, like that's going to make people speculate, and you're leaving that speculation wide open, and you're doing it on purpose.
That's true. That's a hell of an analogy. You walk down the wrong neighborhood, you walk down the wrong street. Something may not happen every time, but something's going to happen if you keep walking them streets. And so, Fu Chris, what's going on, man? You remind me. Bakersfield, May 16th, I believe. Saturday, May 16th, Raider Nation summer kickoff. We're going to be there. We're going to hang out, have a good time. If you guys are in the Bakersfield area or around it, it's one of the biggest Raider gatherings of the off season. It's right after the draft. Everybody gets to talk about the draft or free agency and the upcoming season. Typically, that there are former or active players that joined. Last year was Jeremy Chin. The year before was Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker. Those guys definitely show up. Divine Diablo, I think, went one year. Check it out. Raiders Crusaders on IG. He puts it together. Definitely come check it out. We'll be there. We'll be hanging out. It'll be fun. What up, Chris? What's going on? John Fallon, maybe Max is upset. He'll have to share the spotlight with Fernando Mendoza. You never know, because if we get Fernando Mendoza, he will be the face.
Oh, he's the face of the franchise.
He will be the face. Myra, Greg Townsend, shout out to you. I think you're at his dinner, Commitment to Excellence dinner this past weekend. You said Greg Townsend told me he believes Max could help us get a fourth ring.
Question, Myra. Was that before or after Maxx Crosby's teary goodbye?
I think what's really difficult is I've had just being around some people and just being able to kind of go to events and stuff like that. And the more and more, there was a Tom Flores tribute that went down last month, and there were some former players there. And I was able to talk to some of them. And look, former players will always be positive. They're always going to be positive. They're always going to say, nah, man, he's sticking around. He's going to be a Raider for life. Or if you watch or listen to Charles Woodson talk a lot, he's always positive. They're never negative. So everything is going to be positive when you talk to these guys. And that's just kind of the way they are. They're alumni. Everything's going to be positive about the Raiders. And so it's really hard. It's really hard to kind of figure out exactly what their true feelings are. So we'll see. We'll see kind of how it works out. John Fallon, you're saying I will never want anything bad to happen to anyone, especially Max. But if he gets traded, I hope the team he goes to doesn't make the playoffs.
Oh, I hope that too, because that means our pick will be higher.
Exactly. Exactly. Shout out though. Shout out to Greg Townsend. Actually, when I went out to one of the games, his son was after. His son was actually Greg Townsend's son was walking around the tailgate, and I saw him, and kind of started talking. I had no clue it was his son. He's like, "Oh yeah, my dad's Greg Townsend." I was like, "Oh no shit." He's like, "This is my first time going to the Raider game at Allegiant Stadium." I was like, "Oh shit, we drank a lot of beers." Let's just put it out.
That's dope.
So, all right, cool. Let's get to the combine. All right, after we talk a little bit of combine, we're gonna do our start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. Let me kind of go back to the big screen. I'll set it up, man. But let's talk about the combines. Just some of the players that maybe popped out at you. We'll kind of go by some of the top positions that I think we're going to be focusing on. We won't talk about tight ends. That's not going to be a hot topic in the draft, I don't think. But we're going to pick up definitely some of the defensive linemen, the linebackers, maybe some of the receivers, because we still need help in this receiver room, probably one of the worst receiver rooms in the National Football League. So chat, as we kind of go through this, hit that hashtag Raiders if you have a comment, a question to what we're talking about. But if you want to get included in the chat, hit that sub button. We definitely appreciate it. You got the Severe Raider on this side. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. Our guy Chris, Protect the Chill Podcast. He usually rocks on with us. Couldn't join us today, but he will be with us on Sunday. Definitely go check him out after we're done and hit that sub button for him as well. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Let's talk defensive linemen. Obviously, we are switching to a 3-4. We definitely need a nose guard. I was checking out I was checking out Jeff and Cheeto Linus, and I believe it was Nate. They were on last night. They were talking up a little bit, and I'm really curious of the route that we're going to go. You obviously in a 3-4, you need a big nose guard. You need somebody up front that's going to be a two-gapper, a guy that's going to take up. that center and possibly look for that double team as well. And look, Adam Butler is big enough to possibly do it, but it's not his strength. Like exactly. If you want to use Adam Butler as a nose guard, he could two gap with ease. He's quick enough, he's fast enough, he's strong enough. He could do it, but it's not ideal. He definitely is more of like a three technique, a five technique, and he's a bigger body. He's quick. He can play in that interior D line, the 3-4 defense. But ideally, we need a big guy in the middle. So, chat, let us know if there's somebody that you liked in the combine or somebody that's in that draft that you think could be a pretty good three technique, or a zero tech nose guard in this 3-4 defense. Severe, anybody pop out to you in the combine on the defensive line side?
Hey guys, like he asked me, is anybody popping out? He knows damn well who popped out. It's his boy. It's a Gator. Caleb Banks. 327, ran like a 5 flat, damn near 40. Big man moving. He moved well too through the like. The big boy went out there and put on a show. And he's the kind of guy that definitely you look at and say, "This we can work with that. We can work with that." I think, and that was day one of the combine. He went out there and did his thing. So he's obviously a guy that popped out immediately.
Yeah, the only thing I just was annoyed about was the fact that he opted out because of the cleats. Apparently, his cleats were annoying him. Yeah, that kind of pissed me off, to be honest with you.
I mean, it was 327 moving like that. He put him like cleats probably on fire, probably melted. Probably melted.
But like I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how they work in the combine as it relates to like you have no clue how endorsements work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, are they wearing special cleats because of an endorsement, or are they brand new cleats that he didn't break in? That was the only thing that I wasn't happy about, is the fact that he opted out of the rest of the drills just because his cleats were annoying him.
Yeah,
wasn't real happy about that. But he's an absolute beast. The only thing that was really difficult is I'd be really curious. Obviously, Caleb Banks is going to go early. He's going to be a first-round pick. I just don't think we pick him.
Oh yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? And so as much as I think he is a beast, unless we trade back and stockpile a bunch of picks. But even if we trade back, I'd be curious if we did that. Now, I mean, he would be an absolute presence in the middle. I mean, could you imagine him alongside Adam Butler? I mean, that could be now Adam Butler can get those one-on-ones. That could be nasty. Don't get me wrong. Got a couple people popping up in here. You got McDonald. McDonald is he's the guy from Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah, Ohio State. Did he do anything? I don't remember him.
He went to the combine. He looked good. I think he had a good performance in the combine. Now, just to kind of reiterate, we talked about it before. Like for me, I'm like 90-10. My evaluation of players is 90% in their game film, 10% in the combine. That's why I fast forward through the 40. I don't even pay attention to it really. I look at some of the agility drills. The things that I look at in this combine almost have nothing to do with them actually running the drill. I weigh 90% of my evaluation of these guys on their game film. I look at, does somebody pop out that ran through the agility drill that looked smooth, good balance, good footwork, whatever, but wasn't on my radar? Okay, let me go take a look. And so let's see, Quirk, Lee Hunter. Man, Lee Hunter, and I hate to throw this out here, and that's not that I'm gonna basically be like bitter if we get him. I'm not at all. But Lee Hunter just gives me that Christian Wilkins vibe for some weird reason. Just his interviews, just his quirkiness, just I'm like, God damn it. I got PTSD a little bit from it. And,
probably.
But he moved well, and so I think he had a good combine, good enough to hold his stock where it is. But quirky, Lee Hunter might fall. Now, I think he only might fall. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't see all of his combine. Is he just looked a little more stiff than I think a lot of people wanted him to look. But his combine his film, his tape is still damn good.
It's good. It's good. I mean, I was already thinking late second, top of the late second. Late first, top of the second. But yeah, now he's probably squarely in the second. Is my assumption.
Yeah, Lonte, Caleb Banks, without questions, he's going first round.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's for sure going.
Chris, we're gonna talk about linebackers in just a little bit. We will, promise. What up, TK? What's going on, man? Xavier Harris. God, I honestly
he's a D tackle too. I forget what school he went to though. I think is it Ole Miss? I think it's Ole Miss.
I'm gonna have to do some research.
Yeah. Okay, it was Ole Miss.
God, right away, don't do that. God damn it. Do not do that. And so, okay, so look, you got a ton of I actually think this D line class is deeper than I previously thought. I think the edge rushing class, so we can talk about the edge rushers a little bit because they're kind of intertwined with the D linemen. I think it's a deep edge rushing class. I think it's a deep D tackle class. But looking at just the D tackles, the guys that actually popped out on me, I think that Peter Woods kid from Clemson, if
he's a dog.
Around, I think he's a monster.
Oh, he's a dog. He's first round. He's a first round pick though.
First round for sure. Okay.
Yeah, he's first round pick. Yeah, he was forever. He was like the number one guy in the class forever. Yeah, he had a down year this year, but going into this year, he was like, solidified number one D tackle in the class.
Yeah. DK, what's going on, man?
Daniel Kim.
So, but Peter Woods, I think is an absolute monster. Now, the one guy that popped out for me, is Chris McClellan from Missouri. Chris McClellan from Missouri. I saw him kind of going through the bag drills, everything. I was like, okay. Feet look good balance. He was pretty smooth. Change of direction was really good. And I said, okay, let me go look at his game film. He's number 7 from Missouri. He's 6'4", 323 pounds. You go and you look at his game film. I think he's possibly be a day two guy. Maybe his combine performance is gonna move him up a little bit. But man, if he's like a third rounder, bro, he's athletic.
Yeah.
He's got that quick first step. He's without question a 2-gap guy. If you put him as a nose guard, but you can get him in maybe day 2, a third round type of guy. Again, I don't know exactly where he might go, but I was like, damn, he looked like he could be he could be a stud. Also, that Zane Durant from Penn State, smaller guy, 6'1", 285 pounds, but he could be more of like an edge guy or an end in a 3-4 scheme. So if you could possibly put him more like a 5 tech, I think he could actually be very interesting, very athletic, quick off the ball, but still can play kind of in that interior. So that Penn State guy, I definitely would take a look at him. I don't think that he participated in the combine, but Overton, 6'5", 283 pounds. I believe he's from Tennessee. The other guy that I didn't find him, so I'm gonna do a little more research. But Chris McClellan from Missouri, man,
a guy I like. I don't remember if he participated in the combine, but call him a big citrus. Dominique Orange. He's from Iowa State. He's a big boy. He's pretty good too.
Is he? Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I don't remember if he participated in the combine though. I don't remember him, but he's the guy that's on my radar, and he's like a late second, early third.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a look at that guy too. Yeah, Jason. Hey, the kid McClellan from Missouri, man, he just looks smooth again. I don't know if we go interior D lineman first round. I mean, we could, but Clint Kubiak is probably going to get some of his guys for his offense. I can see us go offense pretty early, but we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, that kid from Missouri, I liked him as an interior defensive lineman. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Severe and Farrow, that late night. was wild. It was good shit.
Appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you, man.
100%, man. Shout out to you, Jeff. Let's talk a little bit about the edges. Let's talk about a little bit the edge group. Let's do this. Obviously, I think this edge class is probably one of the more deeper position groups in the draft this year.
Agreed.
I'll throw it to you first because I got a couple guys. I'll throw it to you first, Severe. Any guys that are just high on your radar? If we go edge, let's say theoretically we move on from Maxx Crosby. Now you have to address it. You know, for some of the guys that you'd like maybe early on in this edge group. And chat, let me know too. Hit that hashtag Raiders. We'll definitely pull it up.
He doesn't get a lot of love, but Cassius Howe, the guy I like. Cassius Howe's the guy I like. I mean, you know, we probably won't unless we trade back, and we'd have to stay top 5 in the trade back. But Arvell Reese obviously is a guy that I think, you know, coming to the league, he's going to be an edge. And I think he's a guy that offers you a lot of flexibility because I think he can play, you know, linebacker in the 3-4, and then when you go to your sub packages, and go to like a 4-3, you can put him on the edge. And then you can still basically be in a pseudo 3-4 because, you know, you can drop him. And he's a guy that can play off ball linebacker, but I think he's going to turn into a hell of an edge rusher too. So he offers you a lot of versatility.
Yeah, and so Overton from Bama. Yes, Overton was the guy I was looking at from Bama. Definitely a guy that's kind of on my radar a little bit. Okay, so is this who you're talking about? Big Citrus?
Yeah, Dominique Orange.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just with that name, I'm gonna have to do a little more research.
Yeah, Dominique Orange. Yeah, he's a big kid. He's a true nose. He's a true nose. He doesn't offer a lot of pass rush, but he moves well. He's sturdy, long arms, like huge hands, and he's a physical dude. He's a physical dude.
JT, Big G saying take Dallas. Dallas is 12th and pick up Bain. I am not a big fan of Bain in the top 15, to be honest with you. I haven't been a big Bain fan. I just don't think he's going to be a good edge rusher. I don't think he has the quick twitch, the athleticism to really beat the athletic tackles, even when he gets the top of his pass rush. If the quarterback just navigates the pocket well, I just think I just don't think he's going to be able to get there. I think he's going to be a hell of a run stopper. He's a beast when it comes to just run stopping, but pure pass rusher, honestly, I just don't think he's going to be that good. And if I pick somebody top 15, I want the full package. I said this leading up to the national championship game. The guy that I was going to be watching, because I don't watch a lot of college football outside of my Florida Gators, Hakeem Messidor was the guy I was watching, because the more and more I watched the game film, the more and more he popped off on game film, and he's like 280 pounds. And he's a big kid.
He's a big kid.
He's a monster. I mean, and so the way that you could use him in a 3-4 defense, I think could be nasty. Now, Bain could actually be a decent edge in a 3-4, because I was obviously looking at him as a 4-3, but he could be decent. But again, I just don't think Bain is the full package to get him in top 15. I just don't like him in that spot. So, any thoughts on Bain?
Yeah, that stat they had about the guys with his arm length, I forgot what it was, guys that had lower than 31-inch arms, they've never had a double-digit sack season in the NFL across any position. So, and I think Bain came in just under 31 inches, like 30 7/8 inches was his arm length. So, nobody with less than 31-inch arms has ever had double-digit sacks. And if you draft a guy in top 10, potentially top 5, you expect some kind of sack production out of them. And if he's not, it's hard to buck that trend across, in the entirety of the NFL, across every position. No guy with his measurables has ever been, super productive so that's tough. That's tough to try to ignore that kind of history.
It is. Now, TK, you're saying Reese could get mentored by Mac if we bring him in after we trade Max. Just saying. Man, Arval Reese, you trade back. I'd be really curious just kind of how we would navigate that. But yeah, you get Arval Reese. I got to watch more on Arval Reese, to be honest with you. I got to watch more game film on him. But yeah, if you bring in someone like Mac, you have a solid edge rusher on one side that could just bring some consistency. Something that you have to pay attention to with Mac coming off the edge, but then you have Arval Reese and you can mentor him.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be a bad combo. Wouldn't be a bad combo. Severe thoughts on that?
The thing about Reese is that it's a lot of projection with him because he played off-ball linebacker. So it's almost like a Micah Parsons at Penn State or Khalil Mack at Buffalo, where you're projecting what they can be as basically a full-time edge rusher in the league, or playing predominantly as a pass rusher in the league. So I'm sure there are going to be some people that have David Bailey over him in terms of being on the edge, because that guy's a monster too. So I'm sure, and like I said, with Arval Reese, you just look at his athletic profile, look at his build, look at his play strength, look at his hand usage. Like you say, okay, this guy has all this already. Plus, he has the feet to kind of play off-ball linebacker. I think I could turn him into a pass rusher, but there is a lot of projection there. So, if we bring him in, he's going to need somebody that's going to have to teach him the way. And I think, we see that Adam Butler is a guy that's been willing to take guys under their wings, and under his wing rather, and help them, along. If we were to bring in a veteran DN, I don't know if Mac would be the guy to do it, but if we were to bring in a veteran guy, I think that would go a long way as well toward helping, shorten that learning curve.
Yeah, and Fukres, I've not heard Bane go to the second round yet. I haven't.
That was said early on. People were worried about his arm length, so some people said that early on. But with the way he played in the CFP, I don't see that happening.
And just how much teams prioritize the edge rushing position, I'd be pretty shocked if he dropped to the second round. I wouldn't be surprised if someone would if all of a sudden he's all dropping to the mid-20s, someone's going to take a flyer on him because of just how well he did look overall in college football. And you always could look for dominant edge rushers. And I think the value in the back end of the first round might be there. So I just don't like him in the top 15. That's just me. Ricardo, what's going on, man? You said who would be the BPA for a second round pick for the Raiders? I'm telling you, if Cassius Hall's there, I'm doing it.
Yeah, man. Cassius Hall's that guy's a dog.
There's players that I'm kind of eyeballing in the second round if they drop. Cassius Hall's one. Monroe Freeling, if for some reason he drops the second round, I think that they're now targeting him in the first round. But Monroe Freeling was a guy I've been kind of high on for a while.
That's the tackle, right?
The tackle out of Georgia.
Yeah.
Also, hey, we need a slot corner, and I didn't get my slot corner last year. God damn it. I think D'Angelo Pons can play slot corner.
Pons, yeah, that guy's. I mean, he's a tough SOB, but he's just small as all get out, man. That's I worry about
slot corner, and he still plays physical though, which I like. If you watch him at Indiana, he's still a physical corner. He'll come up and hit you. He does a very good job of understanding his positioning and how to attack the running game. His instincts are there. And at 5'9", yeah, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I think if you could transition him to a slot corner, I think the value's there if he falls. I think I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know where all the projections are because I think let's do this. It's hard to project anything because free agency hasn't hit yet. Once free agency hits, then you can kind of maybe piece guys around. But D'Angelo Pons is a guy that, okay, I could probably take a flyer on him early in the second because we need a slot corner bad. And again, I didn't get my goddamn guy last year. Samir, any thoughts on someone targeting in the second round?
If he were to fall, Denzel Boston is a guy I'm looking at. Yep. After his combine performance, Jacoby Lane, and I wasn't that super high on Jacoby Lane.
Oh yeah.
But after watching, not even his 40, he ran faster than I thought he would run. but just watching him go do the field drills and just how natural he is as a receiver. But guys always watch the drill. One drill I like watching the best is when guys run the gauntlet. When they're running, we have to run down a straight line. I want to see how fast you're running and how do you catch the ball in that situation. And he was running basically full speed, and he was just plucking the ball out of the air, and it just looked just natural as hell. And it just looked like, and that's when I tell other people all the time, like when I first made the decision, or when I first saw like Justin Jefferson do it at the combine, that's what I was telling people why I had Justin Jefferson as my wide receiver 2 in that draft. And I had Jerry Jeudy as 4 behind Henry Ruggs, because how naturally Justin Jefferson caught the ball and how effortless it was for him. You can see he was just a natural wide receiver.
Yeah. And one thing that when they go through the gauntlet, also one thing that I watch for is how quickly do they show their hands.
Yes.
When they're going through the gauntlet, how quickly do their hands come up? A lot of times receivers, they'll open hands way too early and then kind of guide that ball in. And the thing is as a receiver, you want to show hands late. You don't want to give everything to the defensive back. So I like to see just kind of how at what point do you show your hands, even go through the gauntlet. But Severe, you're right? How fast are you running? How fast are you running? How well do you catch the football at top speed? Also, one of the things is how well do you stay on that line? Do you drift? One thing you'll see with receivers is they'll kind of drift away from the ball. And all of a sudden it kind of gets them offline, and they got to get back online, is because they're just not – when they start to drift away from the ball as with the catch, that means they're just not very confident in that catch. And so I don't want to see them drifting through that catch either. And so but we'll definitely talk about receivers with those guys kind of in a second.
And look, one other guy, I don't know if we do it, but McCoy from Tennessee, he's a guy that he probably would have been, him and Mansour, probably would have still been Mansour, but him and Mansour would have been fighting it out for a CB1 this draft. And I think he had an ACL last year, and that robbed him of the season, and he wasn't able to do anything at the combine. But like prior to that guy was he's an issue. He's an issue, and if he'll fall to the second round, he's a guy you got to strongly consider.
I haven't really done my homework on the corners, to be honest. I'm hoping that we do bring back Eric Stokes just as a placement guy for one season, and we got to see what we have at a Darian Porter, and who knows what happens with DCAM. But I'm waiting to see what we do in free agency before I dive into the corners. But D'Angelo Pons is the only reason why I looked at him, is because I'm like, damn, if we move into a slot corner, we might be able to satisfy that that position. Jason, I think Messidor is better than Bain when it comes to pass rush. I think Messidor is just the more complete edge rusher, in my opinion.
The biggest flaw, like just watching Messidor, the biggest flaw I can see is that he's Canadian. He's Canadian. I think he's older too. I think he's older. I think he's 24 right now. So, but he's Canadian and he's older.
Yeah, he's 24. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to see this transition of people, college players coming out later and later and later, which is wild. I was actually talking to somebody over the weekend about just how it's going to mess up second contracts, to be honest. When guys start coming out of college at like 24, like 25, even 26, and you're getting that second contract at 29, 30 years old, like you're already old in NFL years. Like, how do you get a second contract? You're already like, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
And JT, are you saying that, my brother, is crazy? And trust me, I've heard that a lot. It's okay, but I end up being right. So we'll see how we'll see how it works out this time.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, Messer's dog, he is. JT, back to him. Bain is moving. Mountains Howells has struggled. He does. You go look at the game film. There's a difference in game film. Howell, man, that guy is athletic. He has better instincts than Bain, in my opinion. His change of direction is a million times better. I just like Howell's upside as it relates to just his athleticism, his instincts. And I'll take Howell in the second round versus Bain top 5 or top 10. Like, that's just that's between the two for me.
Yeah.
What up, Sean? What's going on, man? What about David Bailey and Lee Hunter from Texas Tech? We talked about Lee Hunter.
Dogs.
Likes David Bailey. I do too. I really like David Bailey.
Yeah, David Bailey's a dog. Yeah, David Bailey's a dog.
As a pure passer. Now, I do have some concern with David Bailey in the run as being just the complete pass rusher because I think David Bailey likes to use his athleticism a lot and fighting off of blocks at times. And the question is just how is he going to be able to use that athleticism at the NFL in the same way? Because David Bailey, they're projecting him basically top 5.
Oh, for sure. Like, he ran a 4.5 at like 251 at the end. And he is explosive. He's like 34-inch arms. That dude, he has tools. He has the tools there. And he was productive too, man. He was a monster with Texas Tech. So one of the reasons they were so good on defense. So like I said, there are people in the league that have David Bailey as their number 1 edge rusher in this class. And I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, and that's my real knock on him is just how does he navigate going against just the athletic tackles, and is he going to be able to kind of use athleticism to kind of get around him? He does show some good strength and power rush, but yeah, just how consistently he's going to be able to hold the line of scrimmage when they're running right at him. Not saying he can't do it, just I'd be curious to see just kind of how he does. Quirk Bain not getting past the Chiefs with that new 29, man. That trade was interesting.
Yeah, man.
It was interesting because the Chiefs get the 29 pick, and I don't know what they have like the 19th pick or something like that.
No, I think so. It's higher than that. They missed the playoffs. So it's got to be higher than that. Oh, is it 11? I think. Is it 10 or 11? Or no, it might be higher. Are they 9?
God, chat. Let us know if you know.
They're 9. They're 9. Or they said Jay Raider said 9. They're 9.
Yeah, 19, 9. My bad.
Yeah, they're 9.
Yeah, they're 2 first rounders.
Yeah, I mean that's what I picked. I mean, I don't know if I don't think he'll fall that far, but I saw some mocks where they had Jeremiah Love going to the Chiefs. I was like, oh my God, like if that happens.
Jeremiah Love goes to the Chiefs. And we're going to talk about some running backs in a second. But yeah. What up, Dominic? What's going on, man? Big John in the building. What's going on, man? Good seeing you here. Let's see. Yeah. Who is it? Yeah. Trent McDuffie. Damn.
Yeah.
We got a nice little haul, too. Get a first rounder out of that guy.
Yeah. Trent McDuffie's a dog, though. He's probably a top 7, 8 corner in the league.
And it fits a need. That's why I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The Rams, they might get the guy that I like at quarterback.
Man. See, and I think it kills me because the Rams are one of the teams I was targeting for Max because they had 2 firsts because they still have the Atlanta first, which is like I forget, like 13th or something like that.
I think so. What's going on, Linda? We will get a fullback. It looks like we are going to get our fullback. So we'll see whether through free agency or it's so hard because trying to find a fullback in the draft, I think you got to find a guy that really fits your need because now you're kind of looking at the Iowas, you're looking at some of the more like the Nebraskas that use a fullback still, because in the NFL, man, it's kind of few and far between trying to find your guy, and so it'll be interesting to see just kind of where we go to get a fullback. But it does look like Clint Kubiak is going to want to get his fullback. So we'll see how it works out. That's a tough. I like Bailey, Isaiah, Severe, Isaiah or Bailey.
Me personally, I'm probably going Reese, but I'll be happy with either. But just off potential, I'll probably go Reese.
Yeah. Hey, that safety from Morgan. Hey, he ran that. He ran that pretty, strong, man.
I like that kid. He's a baller too. He's a baller.
What up, Chewy? Yes, we do. We like Caleb Banks. We do. I just don't know if we even have a chance of getting him. We're gonna have to trade back. You better not. If you like Caleb Banks and want to get him, you better not like Fernando. Because you're gonna have to trade back to get him. When that means you don't get Fernando. So we'll see how it works out. But yes, we both like Caleb Banks. It'll be very interesting. You put him next to Adam Butler, that might get wild. And that's scary
for
anybody. One thing I will say is you just kind of never. One thing I like to do is I like to sometimes with our picks, if it works out well, and I kind of started to think this way back when we got Colton Miller. I remember when the Denver Broncos got Bradley Chubb about 3 picks before us. I want to say it was about 3 or 4 picks before us. They drafted Bradley Chubb and they had DeMarcus Ware on the other side. And as soon as that happened, I was like, shit, we got to get an offensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times when I look at who I want to draft, a lot of times I'm sitting there going, damn, will our draft pick screw up our division rivals drafts? You know what I'm saying? And I will say, with that, depending on how Jeremiah Love drops, if they get Jeremiah at number 9 and they got a good offensive line over there, that might dictate kind of where we go, possibly. So we'll see how it works. But yeah, I like Caleb Banks. So we both do.
Yeah.
All right, let's go next up. We are going to do a start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. I'll show you guys who the current giveaway entries are. I'll go through it again. We'll talk about that. Let's go linebackers really quick. So chat, hit that hashtag Raiders. Let me know if there's any linebackers that kind of popped out. Kind of going through it. I got to do more research now that we've gone to a 3-4. I have to do a lot more research on these linebackers. But Severe, any guys pop out at you through the combine or guys that you like?
I mean, the obvious one is Jacob Rodriguez. I'm not I like Jacob Rodriguez, but the obvious one is Sonny Styles. You know, that what he did in the combine was crazy. It was crazy. And there are some people that have him like not solely based on that performance, because he played damn good football too, but what you see on tape combined with what he did the combine, some people have him as like top 3 player in this class, top 5 player in this class. Like that's how impressive they are. Like it's so that's he was crazy. I mean, I like Jacob Rodriguez. I like the Allen kid from Georgia. I really like him as well. You know, I like derail this conversation, but I do like the Allen kid from Georgia too. But Jacob Rodriguez went out there and did his thing. I mean, obviously he's a little bit undersized, but he's, you know, he tested fairly well. Like there's a kid from Cincinnati. I can't forget. It's Gotley, I think his name.
Yeah, I gotta do more research. I gotta do some research on him. I have not been able to look.
Yeah, I like that kid too. I like that kid too. There's some line like front 7 in this class, man. This is a front 7 draft class. This is a front 7 draft class for real.
It is. I'm with you. I've liked Jacob Rodriguez for a while. When I started kind of doing more research on just some of the linebackers, a lot of people were talking about David Bailey. Bailey. As soon as I started watching Bailey, like Jacob Rodriguez pops on the film. Yeah. I was like, okay, let me take a look at this guy. Man, he's got a nose for the football. He's a ball hawk, but also he creates turnovers like crazy.
Exactly.
You know, and so I'm really curious to see how we're going to address it in free agency, because we have obviously all of our linebackers basically going. Shout out to, we'll know if John was in here, but did you hear the news what Miami just did?
No, what they do?
Miami just released or cut Liam Eichenberg.
Liam? Oh, they released the brother. Oh, man. That's the good brother. That's the best brother. I think. And we still stuck with the other one. That's wild.
If another Eichenberg joins this team, man, Jamba is just going to be all over the place. It's going to be bad.
I'd bring in Liam and cut Tommy.
No shit. All right, we'll know if Jamba's in here. We'll know now. Jeff, Sonny was a major bright spot all weekend. Again, I was on vacation, so I couldn't watch all the combine. I'm going to go back and watch Sonny Styles. I've watched a couple games of him, and he does look like he flies. Don't get me wrong. But I know that he's basically wasn't he a converted he was a converted safety.
He's a converted safety, yeah.
He's a converted safety. And when I watch him, you can see the quickness. But what I miss when I watch his game film is the true linebacker instincts.
Yeah.
When it's there and you just know the experience of a linebacker, the instincts, he just gets downhill quickly.
Yeah.
I just don't see that. He does a lot of just kind of standing and reading as soon as the ball snaps. And as I'm watching it, I want to watch more, but I hate to throw this out there without watching the game film, and I kind of don't want to do it, but because I know everybody will hold me to it. I'm not saying this. I'm getting this vibe, but just seeing that he doesn't have that natural quick linebacker instincts, it shows just his inexperience at the linebacker position, but his athleticism makes up for it.
Yeah.
Question is, will that athleticism make up for it in the league? Because it's a night and day difference.
Yeah.
Who's that linebacker that got drafted by the Cardinals? That was just
Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons.
I'm
like,
yeah.
Damn it. Now again, I'm not saying that I have to watch more.
Yeah.
But just the natural linebacker instincts when the ball is snapped, I think he's just a little slow at it. But his athleticism makes up for it in college. Will it make up for it in the NFL? I want to watch more game film. Definitely, if we don't address it big in free agency, we'll definitely break down his game film because it might be someone that we take a look or take a look at in the draft.
Yeah. But
Jacob Rodriguez, without question, is a guy that I really like. The more and more I watch him, John Fallon. You're saying I think we'll fix the linebacker problems in free agency because all the good linebackers will be gone in the draft. Well, we got to address it in free agency before the draft, so we'll see. But we're going to talk about free agency here in just a second as well. What up, Elon? Quirk, you're saying Lawson from Bama's nice. Raider Des in the building, Jacoby Lane. Shout out to C Pull. I think throwing a super chat on Severe's channel, man. Shout out to you, big guy. Appreciate you. Red Murdoch is under the radar. Day one starter. I have no clue who Red Murdoch is, to be dead honest with you. Who, Severe, you know who that is?
I don't know who that is either. It's the name sounds like it's a fictional character.
Yeah,
like,
talking about who's that? Jennings Dunker. I think they're talking about him because he's a redhead. I don't know. Maybe that's who he's talking about.
Look at this guy, Red Murdoch.
But C. Pullman,
he played for the Buffalo Bulls.
Okay, we have to put him on the radar. Then I have no clue.
That might be. Maybe this is our time. Maybe this is our Willie Lampkin.
Maybe. But he's saying under the radar, day one start. Okay, all right, under the radar.
Yeah, he's only 6'2", 232, so he's a little undersized. Went to a small school. I'm gonna look into him. I'm gonna check him out.
Okay, we have to screenshot it, and we'll Red Murdoch.
Red Murdoch.
Chat, let us know if you know anything about that kid. But C Paul, appreciate you, big dog. Jeff Dunker had a flare to him also. Brother, yeah, he was flying. He was flying with that bullet, waving everywhere.
Man, hey, that kid, hey, he looks the part.
he looks the part. No question. You talk about just straight up mauler. He looks the part.
Yeah, for sure.
What up, Raider News Central? Let's see. All right, Jason. Aiden Fisher might be an athletic middle linebacker, but he is a Greg Beekert type. Okay, really studies film. Outsmarts his opponents. Going to be a late day 2 or day 3. Okay, Aiden Fisher. I'll take a look at the guy. Looks like he's up on the screen.
Where'd he go?
Guy. Okay.
Where'd he go?
He's Indiana.
Is he on there? Oh, okay, Indiana. I'll see him right there. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it does.
Bro, his numbers. Yeah, were like. They say he ran faster than Megatron, or ran faster than DK, jump higher than Megatron. He's like as big as I forgot. It was his athletic profile is crazy. But Kenyon Sadiq's the same way though.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Talking about Red Murdoch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red Murdoch.
Check him out.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hold on. Yeah, I'll be on with Jeff tomorrow night, and
that's gonna be clean. Yeah.
Well,
check that out.
We're gonna. Jeff. I can let your chat and LV Raiders chat all yell at me with my takes, and so
yeah. I think LV, I think Nate and Jeff are on the same page though, right? Aren't they with us? Aren't they undesirables like us?
Can hate me too, so it'll be fine. Yeah, tomorrow Thursday night, 7:00 Pacific time, 10:00 Eastern. So I'll be with them, man. It's gonna be fun. Okay, kind of went over linebackers. I think next up, receivers. All right, chat. Let me know if there are any receivers that are out there that you like. Definitely hit that hashtag Raiders. Let me know. There's definitely a couple guys that I like. So Severe Man, thoughts on the receiver group? Anybody that you liked? Obviously, we're still looking for at least a number one. And we got probably one of the worst receiver groups in the National Football League right now once Jacoby Myers left the building. Anybody that's on your radar?
Yeah, man. One of the guys is up there already. Ted Hurst, Georgia State guy, man. That guy was super productive, small school guy. He did have some drops, but he tested well. He tested really well. He's a guy. He's like, it's a slim guy, but he's long frame, long arms. And like I said, he was super productive at a small school. But also that guy Bryce Lance from North Dakota State. That guy had a hell of a combine too. That guy's an athletic freak. I think he put up some impressive numbers. And then the kid from Cincinnati, I think Jeff Caldwell, I want to say his name was. It's like 6'4", 6'5", 216 or something like that. I think he ran like a low 4.3. Or I want to say he ran faster than Dante Thor, or like no, he ran like a 4.37. I want to say. So that kid he had a very impressive combine too, and I'm gonna start looking into him more because the fact that he was able to run like that. I think he had a 43.5-inch vert too, so he got like a crazy vert, ran fast. I was impressed with what he did, and he looked pretty good in the drills too.
Yeah, a lot of people like Branch.
Zachariah he's 5'9".
Zachariah Branch.
Zachariah Branch is 5'9".
He just if you I mean obviously I think he's going to be kind of a later round guy if you even want to consider him. But I watching his combine, I got to look up more at his tape. He definitely moves very fluid, very well. It looks like he's got really good hands, and so
and another thing about him is that I want to say when I was looking into him is like 55% of his catches were like screens or passes like at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage, something like that. Which is, we're gonna run into that problem a lot in college when you have athletes like that, but that kind of worries me.
It definitely can. Caldwell ran good. Cole Kid, Branch, and Fields. I know Malachi Fields.
He didn't run that great though. He ran like a 4.6, something like that. He's a big kid though. He's a big body.
Did Malachi Fields run that slow? 4.6?
Yeah, it's like 4.61. I want to say. I think.
Jacoby Lane. I think he looked good for the most part.
Yeah, Jacoby Lane. In just terms of what I saw on the field work, Jacoby Lane was my biggest winner at the wide receiver position. And Caldwell, just because he ran, it was crazy and put up crazy testing numbers. But just in terms of what he did on the field and what he did as in terms of running, I think he ran like a 4.47 like that. Nothing crazy fast, but that's faster than what I was thinking. But what he did, like I said, on the gauntlet and just the other drills, I was super impressed with Lane.
Yeah, I still got Cardinal Tate as my number one. I know that there was some controversy with his 40 time. Some people were breaking down kind of where they got the clocks wrong, whatever it may be. But I still like Cardinal Tate. You go back, you watch his game film. I mean, I think he could truly be a number one receiver in the National Football League. I know that there was some controversy with Makai Lemon and his interview process and stuff like that. Chat, let me know what your thoughts are on Makai Lemon. I know that a lot of people were kind of just on the fence, especially the media and some of the analysts. They were basically saying that Makai Lemon just didn't interview well. I have my thoughts on that. I saw just kind of the clips of him and look, like he's a guy from a different area. He's a guy from the LA area. You're gonna just have that mentality. And look, if he's good in the film room, if he's good at studying, if he's gonna pay attention and understand what he has to do on the football field, you can bring whatever attitude you want. But he's from that area. I think I looked it up, and I think he went to I looked it up last night what high school he went to. But it's from the area that he's grown up in. I mean, Steve, I think I told you, like I played a couple years of football in Inglewood, around a lot of people in that area. Grew up around it. My parents sent me to school in the LA area for a couple of years for summer school. Like, trust me, like you just get that personality. So to me, as long as he does well in film room, then you're gonna be all right. Severe, any thoughts on that? Were you able to see it?
Yeah. I heard about that too. But it could be a situation where teams are just trying to tank your stock so that he's available later. But yeah, like he's an LA kid. He went to Los Alamitos. The high school he went to. And SC, I mean, like I grew up right around SC. SC is not like SC is in a rough neighborhood. They're building it up, but it's in a rough area. So, like some of these guys are rough around the edges, but like his production on the field, his work ethic is great. So I'd have no issues taking him. I'd have no issues taking him. And I looked it up as well. Jeff Caldwell ran a 4.31.
4.31?
4.31 out at 6'5", 217 or 216.
Jesus, that's flying. Silver and Black Radio Podcast. What's going on? I think that's Will. What's going on, brother? What's going on, man? Appreciate you popping up in here.
Salute.
So look, if Mekhi Lemon does drop, like I don't think he is. I want to say I probably got him at the maybe third, possibly fourth best receiver in this draft class. I know he won. I think he was the Blitnikoff Award winner. But man, like I think I got Cardinal Tate number 1. I got Jordan Tyson like 1A. If he didn't have the injury history, I think he would be the number 1. I just hate the fact
he'd be clear cut number 1.
Yeah. And then I got kind of Mekhi Lemon back behind him a little bit. But what Mekhi Lemon shows on film would be very interesting to see what Clint Kubiak could do with him if he tried to use him like JSN.
Yeah.
Because Mekhi Lemon, he's shifty. You can move him around on the offense. I think for me, it would be very interesting with what Clint Kubiak could do with him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's at least on Clint Kubiak's radar if we were to trade back and acquire more draft capital. I'd be really curious.
No, agreed.
So a couple of the guys that are kind of on my radar, I know he didn't run the best 40 time, but I've actually liked Kevin Coleman out of Missouri. He could be a slot receiver. I do like him. I think he's a really good route runner. I think he's a sure-handed guy. Again, he'd be more later rounds. The one guy that I got to get over my Tennessee receiver PTSD.
Brazel.
But Brazel,
he ran well, didn't he? He ran really well, right? He ran 4.3s.
Really well. I think he's more of a complete receiver than Dante Thornton. I never thought Dante Thornton was a complete receiver. I think Brazel is just a more complete receiver. And I'm just like, damn it. If he like falls to like the third for some, like, I don't know where he's projected, but if he falls to the third or something like that, or maybe even the fourth, I don't know if he gets there. That 4.3 is going to get him at least to the third. God damn it. I got to get over my Tennessee PTSD. Because I'm telling you, you go look at his game film. He can run every route. He can, like, where Dante Thornton, he could not run every route. He was more just, I'm going to beat you deep. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
But Brazel he can run every single route. I'm like, God damn it. I got to get over it. So that's definitely one guy that I'd like to see us just be on the radar if he continues to fall. And if he falls, I would not mind picking him up and kind of bring him into this receiver room. But I am more on the trade back. And if we trade back, and let's say we trade back with the Jets and we get their number 2 and number 16, I know I've said it before, I would get, if we address the offensive line in free agency, Cardinal Tate 1, Ty Simpson at number 16. That's what I'm doing.
Off and running. My guy, I mean, another guy I like, he ran pretty well. He's kind of a gimmicky guy in school. It's Casey Concepcion.
Yeah.
He's a guy. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, I like that kid. I like that kid. And that kid is explosive, playmaker, shifty. I think I want to say he had an issue with, was it fumbles? I think he had an issue with fumbles, if I recall correctly. So he has to get that cleaned up. But another guy, I'll take a late round flyer on. It's strictly late round flyer on. It's like 6th round. My guy, he is a Florida Gator too. J Mike. I would take a flyer on J Mike late.
Good, yeah.
J Mike has the tools. It's everything is there that you want. It just hasn't come together for him. But J Mike, if you just watch him move, watch him play, watch how fast he is, just his build, everything is there. You're just like, why hasn't it clicked for you yet? And if we could get him here and it clicks for him, that dude he's nice.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. I can give you one late rounder. He might even go undrafted. I'm pretty sure he'll most likely go undrafted. Maybe he sneaks into the 7th round. Max Tomczak, Youngstown State. 6 foot, 195. He's just more of like a he's more of like a slot guy. You'll move him around. He's more of just a good route runner. Again, more of a like a 7th round, maybe even undrafted. I'm gonna keep my eye on that guy. But Gio Max, you're saying, what's your thoughts on Denzel Boston? I like him severe. I know you just said a little bit earlier, but thoughts on Denzel Boston?
Yeah, I like Boston. He's one of my favorite receivers in his class. The fact that he didn't run, that worries me a little bit. As long as he runs at his pro day. If he runs at his pro day, okay. But if he doesn't run at his pro day, then I'm gonna start having major concerns about, okay, like, are you just slow? Because some guys don't want to run the combine. It's like Petecarroll didn't run the combine. He ran at his pro day. He ran like 4 or 5 or something like that. So like, as long as you run at your pro day, I'm good. You're not running the combine. But if you do an Ashton Genty and you don't run at all, I know what's up at that point.
Yeah, and John, I know the Rams sit at 13. They very well could take him. Then he wouldn't be around at number 16 if we trade the Jets. So, but I'm telling you, if Clint Kubiak wants to get his guy, then I would not be mad. To be dead honest, you trade with the Jets, you get 2 and you get 16. If Clint Kubiak drafts Ty Simpson at 2, I'll be dead honest, I would not be mad at him. And that's just my take. Because there's really no difference when it comes to quarterback between 2 and 16 or 2 and 18. There's really no difference. When it comes to quarterbacks, if that's your guy, you get him. That's it. But then you still have that number 16 pick to build. You get an offensive lineman, you get another receiver, you build. But it depends on what we do in free agency. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jason, if we get a pick, we can gamble with. 4th, maybe Chris Bell. He's coming off an ACL, but dude is productive, and we can whip a secondary. I haven't done a lot of research on Chris Bell. I gotta take a look at him. Stuart, have you looked at him?
No, I think is he the one that went to? Is that the Louisville kid, or is that the UConn kid? Okay, there's a UConn kid. Okay, so it's Louisville one. So no, there's 2 Bells. One went to UConn, one went to Louisville. So he's the Louisville one.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I haven't really looked at him myself either. I'll check him out though. You know, if Jason Down says he's good, I'll check him out.
Says Louisville. Slam and Sammy, can't imagine the Rams taking quarterback at 3. I think the goal line. They might surprise some people. But if Matthew Stafford is kind of on the tail end, if this is his last year, it's a great situation. And a lot of people are saying that Ty Simpson could work really well with the Sean McVay system. And the funny thing is that Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, they run very similar systems. And Clint Kubiak runs very similar to what Shanahan runs, but also he runs a lot of what McVay runs. You look at, I won't be surprised if you start to see Jack Besh kind of run more that motion insert where he's inserting into the blocking scheme.
Yeah,
we saw the motion insert with the tight end. So we broke it down in the game film.
Yeah,
Kubiak isn't far off of the McVay system as well. And so if Sean McVay likes Ty Simpson, I would not be surprised if Clint Kubiak is at least eyeballing him and considering Ty Simpson with a potential trade back. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. All right. We got that. Let's do this. We're going to get to a couple other position groups. Fu Chris, how do you like about Ty? I like Tyson. I think
love him.
I think Jordan Tyson is the closest thing to JCN in this draft.
Yeah.
Or JSN, sorry.
Yeah.
Like you could use him that way. He's probably one of the best route runners in this draft.
Yeah.
He just has the injury history.
Yeah.
Like if he falls because of the injury history and he's at like 16, damn, like maybe, I don't know, like maybe you go that route, but like injury history just scares me.
Yeah. I agree.
That part.
Agreed.
But goddamn it, he's like a healthy Jordan Tyson is the clear-cut number one receiver.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Okay, let me go back to the big screen. Let's have a little fun. We'll get a little break. We got over 240 in the building. We appreciate everybody rocking. Do us a favor.
Right.
Double tap that screen. We're going to do a start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. Before we do that, let me pull up who the current winners are entry. The entries are right now. Bang, there it is. All right, if you guys can see it, I'll move it around a little bit. Look, we got over 32 entered in so far. We got a couple. Remember, if you guess it multiple times, Jeff, you got 3 entries. Bart Montez, you got 2 entries. Jason, I saw you in here. You got 4. You cheating. Your IT guy's working for you somehow. Wild. I'll go down to the bottom. We got Rick L in here. LS. Anthony Estrada, you in here. Fu Chris, you in here. IE Raider Mike. Jason Marshall, you're in here. JD's Raiders, just another DJ. We got everybody up in here. Everybody that's guessed the third player right is in this entry, but we got a couple people that have guessed it right multiple times. You guys are up in here, man. You got Rebels in here, Taddy. Let's see. Yeah, we got, man. Trust me, I've been screenshotting. I've been getting everybody in here. This is everybody so far. So, all right. Let me kind of break this thing down a little bit. Let me go back up to the big screen. I'm going to pull this up. Bang, right here. All right. If you want to get included in it, hit that sub button. We're doing a giveaway March 11th, a week from today. When we go live, we're going to do a random giveaway to everybody that's basically entered in so far. And so the way this works, all right, I'm going to share the screen. The way this works is 2 players going to pop up. You have an opportunity to guess the third player. This is not going to be like last time. Don't yell at me. God damn it. This is going to be a little bit better. It's going to be running backs. I'll give you a little bit of a hint, and then I'll give you an opportunity to fire away with the answers. You can type as many names as you want as you can. I'm going to screenshot it. You'll be entered into the giveaway. We'll do another one on Sunday, and that'll be the last one. We might do it on Wednesday. Have a little bit of fun. We might do one last one on Wednesday, depending on how I can kind of make that work. So once the 2 players pop up, you can guess. Then I'll hit you with the third player. A letter will be in front of each one. And in that order, start them, bench them, cut them. You put the letters. So let's have a little bit of fun. This is running backs. This is running backs, y'all. And let's get it. You got LT, Curtis Martin.
LT, Curtis Martin. So he got to be a dog.
So
be a dog.
It's got to be. Obviously, he's got to be in the same tier, in the same conversation of these guys. I wanted to basically, whether you'd start bench cut either of them, I will give you a little bit of a hint in just a little bit. People are already kind of filing away. Bueno's got Nick Chubb. Jeff, you got Terrell Davis up in there. Corey got Le'Veon. I don't know if Le'Veon would fit with these guys. I don't even know if Terrell Davis would fit with these guys, to be dead honest. But keep firing away. Just keep firing away.
Yeah. I think you gotta go. You gotta go Adrian Peterson. I think Adrian Peterson. You gotta go Adrian Peterson.
Got to clip
to compete with these guys. I'm trying to think. Ooh, but see, his prime wasn't long enough. But Priest home when he Chris. You should. How many does Red Recruit from Chris have any? You should strike one from him. He loses the entry for that.
That was one. Now he's -1 with that.
He loses the entry for that. Chris Johnson is a good one too. Chris Johnson is a good one. Ooh, Marshall Faulk. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, I love Marshall Faulk. I love Marshall Faulk.
Another Marshall Faulk out there. There's throwing Marshall Faulk. Yeah, another Marshall Faulk.
McCoy, yeah. So he's not going back that far. He's not going that deep into the crates this time.
I'll get yelled at. I don't want to get yelled at in 2 consecutive lives.
He's not going that deep into the archives for that one. Man, yeah. Oh man, see, I'm between Adrian Peterson and Marshall Faulk. I forgot about Marshall Faulk. That was a good one.
Sean.
Yeah, see, Priest didn't play. The Priest's prime was longer. Priest is there, but his prime wasn't long. But he's thinking about just at the top of their game now. You know what? Oh, I'm going Faulk. I'm going Marshall Faulk. Actually, I'm going Marshall Faulk. Just look at their games, how good they are. I gotta go Faulk. I'm going Marshall Faulk. I'm going Marshall Faulk.
Okay. You can go Marshall Falcons. I guess the one hint that I'll give, because you can't really give much hints because then everybody will get it. The only thing is, because I'm hearing names getting thrown out, and this will probably be the deciding factor, is this running back for his team was the clear-cut workhorse for his team.
Oh, he was the clear-cut workhorse. So he was
the workhorse.
So it's a 2-back tandem. Okay. All right. Well,
like, let me rephrase that then. He was the offense.
He was the offense for them.
Offense for that team.
Okay, then it's definitely not Marshall Faulk. Okay, then you gotta go Adrian Peterson. Then
I'm gonna give it 15 seconds.
Yeah, you gotta go Adrian Peterson. Oh, but yeah, Barry. But Barry's above those guys though. Barry's above those guys. Not workhorse. Yeah. But yeah, I gotta go Adrian Peterson then.
All right. 10 seconds.
Yeah, gotta go AD for all day.
Once I type done, we are done.
Eddie Lacy, do we get Eddie Lacy in there?
5, 3, 1. Done. All right. I'll hit that play button.
Yeah.
Adrian. Clear workhorse. All right. Let me go ahead. Guys, start putting your start them, bench them, cut them. Let me know who you'd start. Let me know who you'd bench, who you would cut. And I'm going to start starring everybody that got it. Hold on. So I know we did this. I used I'm gonna blank on his name.
Oh, Curtis Martin.
Curtis Martin. I know I used Curtis Martin in the past, and I think we just got to remind people how good Curtis Martin.
Yeah, people don't remember how good Curtis Martin was.
Like, go back now. Mind you, he played on the Jets.
Exactly.
Not a good team.
Yeah. Was Vinny? Would he have Vinny? Was it Vinny Testaverde? Was that this quarterback? And that's after Testaverde.
I don't remember, but just overall,
yeah,
bad team.
Horrible team.
You go back and look how many consecutive 1,000-yard seasons he had. It was like something stupid, like 9 consecutive or 10 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah,
which is wild. on a horrible team. So let us know who you start, bench, cut. So right now, just so you guys know, guys that got it right, you got GeoMix. You got it. Let me keep going down. Cool Kev, you got it. DK, you got it as well. John Fallon, you threw one out there. Jeff, you got it. You in this one. We got Eric, Raider Haters, got it. Jeez. Fu Chris got it, but I might have to duct it with the Genty talk. DK, you got it. Bueno, you got it. Quirk, you got it. Let's see. And I think that was everybody. All right, so I'm gonna record it. Remember, if you guys got it, it's just an extra entry if you got previous ones. And on next Wednesday, March 11th, day of free agency, we're gonna go live, do a random giveaway. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. So we're gonna do another one on Sunday. Definitely tap in. So, all right. Let's see if we got some answers. Let's see. Start them, bench them. All right, Jeff. Looked like you were the first one in. Let's see. You got starting Adrian Peterson, benching. Chris Martin, right? Yeah. Damn it. Keep forgetting his goddamn name. Chris Martin. And you're cutting LT. Cutting LT. All right. I'm just curious how where everybody's gonna go with this one. All right. GeoMex. Now you're starting. Okay, so we're opposite ends of the spectrum. Jeff just cut LT. GeoMex, you're starting LT. You're benching Adrian Peterson, and you're cutting Curtis Martin. All right. Francis the Sith. What's going on? All right. You're starting AP. You are benching LT, cutting Curtis Martin. Okay. Fu Chris, BCA. BCA cutting LT. Full Kev. God, you got some cuts. You got some starts to LT. Eric Raider Hitters, BAC. John Fallon, your ABC. DK ABC. Quirk, BAC. Okay, let's see. Okay, DK, all right, you're changing. You're swapping it. All right, BCA. Let's see. Cool Kev, Chris Martin was good, but LT and AP surpassed him. I don't know. It's still a tough one for me.
It's tough. It's the people don't, because the Jets were so bad that they don't remember Curtis Martin because his team. Like
I'm with you.
Right.
So Big John, start AP, cut LT. See, Curtis Martin really was all of that. All right, so you're benching.
Yeah, he's not feeling Curtis Martin. You don't think Curtis Martin's that good? Like, it's easy for him. Curtis Martin not a guy, not even good.
It looks like you cut both of them. Start B, cut A and C.
Like, he go, hey, they call Adrian Peterson, his nickname was AD for all day for a reason. We just go feed you the rock, brother.
Man. Isaiah, BAC. All right, hey, you're all right. This one was easy for you. Okay. All right, we'll try to get to the rest of them. All right, Severe, man. What do you got? What you going with?
It was tough. I mean, start was easy for me. It was Adrian Peterson. It's just Adrian Peterson is a freak of nature. But the bench was tough. I ended up going BAC, but it was tight. It was a tight one. It was a tight one.
Okay. So I'll give you mine. Francis the Sith, B and A got the home run. They do. Man, if Curtis Martin was on a better team, bro, he would have been.
Yeah.
He was nasty,
but it's just a dog.
Bueno, ABC. Let's see. Jason Downs, BAC. All right, let's see. Cool Kev, Curtis played for 3 teams, so he's an Iron Man for sure. He did. He moved around a little bit, but the bulk, I believe, was with the Jets. But Jeff, I just can't have LT on my team. I hate him. He kills all the time. I know. There is PTSD when it comes to LT. That is for damn sure. Bueno, LT with more TDs himself than the whole Raiders offense still gives me nightmares, right?
Yeah, that was insane.
Curtis Martin was nice as an older back too. He was. So like for me, I'm going BCA. So I'm going a little bit out. I'm definitely starting Adrian Peterson because I could care less how much you could catch the ball in the backfield. He didn't need to do it. Adrian Peterson would just run your ass wherever he went. So he was just a monster. And again, a lot of this is just at the top of the game. I'm going Curtis Martin on the bench and LT. I'm cutting him. It hurts to cut LT just because how good he was, how smooth he was. But I have one question. If it was, I mean, that could be another one, but like a lot of people, no. Like, who would you start between AP and Barry Sanders?
I'm going Barry.
Chad, who would you start between AP and Barry Sanders? I feel like I'd have to go Barry as well.
I'm going Barry. The only conversation for me over Barry would be like, I mean, people, two guys. One guy is going to be a lot less popular. Well, one of those guys is Jim Brown. And my personal favorite was Walter Payton, but even Walter Payton, I would have Orenthal would be the other guy. Those are the only two people I'll put in the conversation. I wouldn't even put necessarily Sweetness in the conversation with Barry. People don't, because of everything else, people don't forget how good OJ was. OJ was a monster.
Yeah.
OJ set the rushing record in like when they were only playing 15 games. It took forever for somebody to break it.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. We're going Barry as well, but trust me, when I try to put these together, I just have no clue how people are going to like perceive certain players. And so, okay. All right. Barry clear cut. Number one. Cool. I'm good with that. Okay. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Remember, tap in with us. We're going to do a starting bench from Cut 'em on Sunday. Probably we might try to sneak one on Wednesday, maybe depending on how I can work it. But definitely we're going to do another one. So tap in on Sunday as well. Let's talk just a little bit more about the combine. We got just one more position group. We already talked about receivers, talking about offensive linemen, we talked defensive linemen, we talked linebackers. Let me go ahead and share the screen real quick. Let's talk running backs real quick, because I think no matter what, we got to at least either in free agency or the draft, we try to just get one more running back, maybe a short yardage guy, someone that could be just more of truly that ground and pound that's going to just alleviate Genty, maybe 7 to 8 carries a game and not fall off too much. And again, if Genty does get hurt, which happens a lot, you don't want to fall off too much. So chat, let me know if there's any running backs in the draft you guys are looking at. Maybe you want to bring them in. Severe, I'll throw it to you, man. Anybody on the running back set that kind of popped off for you?
I mean, obviously Jeremiah Love put on a show. He put on a show. And like, when I hear people saying he's like Bijan. That's the level they're putting him at right now. They're putting him on the Bijan level. In terms of what they think he's going to be in the league. So he put on a crazy show. Mike Washington, obviously, like, he was at Arkansas. What happened?
Just the 40 time alone.
40 time alone. What was it, 4.33? Something like that?
It was fast. Something like that.
4.33, I think it was 4.33 official. And then just like doing it at his size. And then it's not like he did that and he wasn't productive. He put up over 1,000 yards at Arkansas, averaged 6.4 yards per carry. It is in the SEC. So it was like, he ain't doing it against scrubs. He ain't doing this against UNLV. UNLV wasn't a bad team this year, but he's not doing it against those guys. He's doing it against legit SEC competition. So, the fact he did that was impressive. Another back I like late is ironically, the number 2 back in the class is Jadarian Prince. He's the backup for Jeremiah Love. So we want to have a shot at him. But the kid from Penn State, Singleton, I think.
Or
Singleton.
Oh yeah, Singleton. Yeah,
Singleton. I like that dude. If I'm not taking a running back before the 4th. Probably not until the 5th. To be honest with you, I don't know who will be available around that time. But like the Nick Singleton is a guy I like at running back.
If the values
there, Katron Allen too. Oh, and Jay Knott too. I like Jay Knott too, but Katron Allen as well.
Oh, I gotta watch more of Jay Knott then.
Jay Knott. He played with Mendoza at Cal. He was a monster at Cal. And he was supposed to be like a guy. Then I think he went to Oklahoma. He wasn't quite as good, but he's still a guy. Like he has some talent.
So Eric Raiders, you're saying Adam Randall, Isaiah Randall, and Katron Allen. John Fallon, like the Hemby or the kid from Michigan. I don't know who the Michigan kid is, but definitely know Roman Hemby. Let's see. Jason, I feel like Mike Washington has a little hunger in his gut, wants to prove something, would be great in a wide zone. I watched once he ran that 40 time. I went back and I watched a little bit of him. I'm really curious just kind of how, like, the speed's there, obviously. I'm curious how he's going to translate to the NFL. Because he's not like the quickest guy, and his vision isn't great. Like, there's a couple times where he gets an open space, and it's not just. I think that 4.3 40 is going to move him up in the draft, where I want nothing to do with him that early on, because there are times he gets an open space, and it's like you almost expect him to make the right cut and then take off with that 4.3 speed. He just doesn't. So it's just like I'm just curious to see how where he ends up. So what up, Money Chuck? Let's see. Cole Kev, any of them is okay to compliment Genty, Quirt, Kentucky running back, and Katron Allen looked good in the drills. I'll take a look at that Kentucky guy. I haven't seen him yet.
Seth McGowan, he did look good in the group. He did look he did well. He did really well. I think that's what you're talking about.
Let's see. Bay Area. I think Walker will be a Raider. Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
I
hope not.
I don't see a world where Kenneth Walker is here. Yeah. Unless Clint Kubiak just doesn't like Genty. But there's no way you waste a number 6 overall pick like that, because Kenneth Walker will come in and be the guy. Genty's got to be the guy, or you waste number 6 overall pick. But I will say Kenneth Walker, I believe, was a 2nd round pick. I don't know. Does anybody know, Sever? Do you know, was Kenneth Walker one of the top running backs coming out that year?
Kenneth Walker was a 3rd round pick, and he was the Doak. He was 3rd round pick out of Michigan State. He was the Doak Walker Award winner. But let's let you know how NFL teams value running backs. But I digress. I don't know why he fell to the 3rd. But yeah, he was 3rd round pick.
This is where, and again, it kind of just I hate to kind of continue to reiterate it, is it's not about necessarily the talent. You literally have the Super Bowl MVP that the Seattle Seahawks are moving on from. Like, you just don't pay running backs.
Exactly.
You just don't, and it sucks because it shows it as he's a 3rd round value that he was a piece to a Super Bowl winning team, which is great. That's what you want, but he was a 3rd rounder, and if he's a 3rd rounder, that means you get that value in the 3rd round. But even as a Super Bowl MVP, you are not going to pay the guy, which is. It just tells you the value of running backs. And so, look, if we go get Fernando Mendoza, or we go get a franchise quarterback, there's a really good chance Genty may not even get a second contract over here. And ultimately, it's a waste of a 2nd round if he's not part of a Super Bowl winning team. It's a waste of a 6 overall pick. That's why it's hard to look at running backs early in the 1st round. Or not look at, even justify it. And so, okay, let's see. Jason, let's see. I can't wait till Amon Hardy comes out of Missouri. All right, let's see.
So he's Jason Downs must be from Missouri. You from Missouri, Jason Downs?
He likes a lot of Missouri guys.
He knows about the Mizzou people.
Barry Kubiak talked about splitting the ball. Yeah, he's gonna split the ball, but God, you bring over Walker, you pay that money, and then you have Genty that's gonna get. I don't see a world where it happened. I mean, Stuart, do you think there's a world where we bring in Kenneth Walker? I understand that there's the ties, but
no,
damn, I just don't see it.
If John Gruden was the head coach and the GM, yes, I could see that happening. Spytek is going to do a better job of allocating his resources to the correct spots, and you don't spend a lot of money on running backs, and so you just can't justify that.
No. So running backs wise, I'm just kind of looking at the notes. It's funny. One guy that I liked, I don't even know if he's at the combine, but he's going to go way too early. Jonah Coleman from Washington.
Oh yeah. He's nice. I like Jonah.
Yeah, I really like him. The two guys that I really like, kind of laying the rounds. Yeah, Katron Allen. Katron Allen's a guy that if he falls to like the fourth and the value's there, I'm okay with going ahead and taking him. And Roman Hemby. Those are two guys that I do.
Say the first name one more time. Surfer Bob distracted me. I'm sorry.
Where's he at? I see Dank first. Dank, I know. Anytime I say anything about Genty, it's automatically heat. But
I'm the one that hates Genty, Dank. You got to twist it.
Surfer, because they said if the Raiders are now leaning towards. Man, I know. I want to sabotage our Raiders as much as I can. That's what it is.
I didn't know you had that kind of power at 805. Man, dude, so let me know.
Street from the practice facility. All right. I could throw a football to the practice facility. But man, see Surfer Bob, I just have that much pull. You better respect my name. Surfer Bob. Oh, that's the pull I got. No, honestly, the two that I really like if they fall, and even the other Indiana running back,
Kalen Black.
Kalen Black. Katron Allen, Roman Henry, Kalen Black. If those three guys fall and they are available in the fourth and we don't address it in free agency, I would not mind taking a swing, having guys that are more short yardage type that can just basically, hey, give Genty that breather, 7 to 8 carries. Again, it's about getting the lifespan of the Genty. And so, man, I would not mind bringing those one of those three guys in if they fall to the fourth. But I'm not taking anybody prior to the fourth. And if I do, it's only if the value's there. So, and he was better than CMC by Matrix.
By Matrix? But what was he by production?
I don't know what Matrix is.
That's what Matrix. What is he by production? You know, are you using the metric system? That's what you're using.
So let's see. I understand, Barry. I understand that there's obviously the ties, and so I know that everybody's going to kind of put him in linked up with Clint Kubiak. So I definitely get it.
And he is a speed. See, he is this we need speed at running back. He is a speed guy. I think he ran 4.3 something, 4.38, 4.39 at the combine. So he's fast, and we need that. We need that complimentary piece. I see Corey, you say you from Alabama. You didn't bring up Jan Miller. Jan Miller no good?
But Corey did say, I'll pay Algier. I'd bring here in a second. I like
he might want too much though. Like I think he might want too much, and I think if he's going to leave that situation where he's in, why leave it to be if I'm going to back up somebody, I'll back up Bijan. I'm not going to back up Ashton Genty unless he just thinks he can beat Genty out.
That's just true. I'm just wondering where the running back value is going to go, like money wise. But if we get Algier, if we can't get Algier again, I know you've heard me say like Rico Dowdle. That's another guy I'd like to bring in, possibly see him back up Genty and just kind of steal some of those carries. And hopefully Genty's longevity can be there. So we'll see.
Hell no. You ain't rocking with Jam.
Yeah. My two in the building. What's going on, man? All right. Okay, so let's go to the big screen. Let's do this. We had a couple other things we're going to talk about. Maybe we'll save some for Sunday. One thing to keep in mind, what's going to be very interesting, kind of going into next Wednesday, is I'll share the screen. Obviously, we talked about Kyler Murray. I'm not going to ask the question whether or not we want to bring in Kyler Murray. We're not going to spend any time because I definitely want to take a look at some of the more free agents that might pop up. Obviously, we know Kyler Murray is going to be a free agent, but later on, Big John, I see you. One thing to keep in mind is if we do get a quarterback, you're going to have to bring somebody in to possibly be that bridge guy, right? And there's a lot of these guys. Kyler Murray, I think Kirk Cousins is in that mix. Justin Fields is in that mix. I know Severe, you no go on Justin Fields. God, there's another one. There's one more quarterback that's kind of in that mix that could be a decent bridge quarterback that because they're getting cut from their previous team, you might be able to bring them on at a minimum. I think they're estimating that minimum is going to be around like 1.3 million. So you'll get basically an absolute bargain at one of these quarterbacks because they're cut from their previous team. And so question is could you pull the trigger? It's like a Russell Wilson situation when he left the Broncos. You know, Russell Wilson was able to go and you could sign him for like 1.2. So the question is, there are some quarterbacks. Just kind of keep it in mind. I don't want to flood the time with this talk, but if we do get a quarterback early and we want them to sit for a good portion of the year and learn from a veteran, you got some guys out there that could be that can come over on a min contract. So again, do some research. We'll hit you guys with the question on Sunday before the quarterback talk and free agency talk goes wild.
I think who was getting cut? Is it Tua?
Oh, it's Tua. That was the other one.
Okay.
So Tua, Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins, and now you got Kyler Murray.
Yeah, we'll hit you guys on it. It's only one of those names I'm taking a look at.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's only one, and the one that I'm looking at, I don't even see him in Vegas. So
exactly.
So we'll see. Let's go to some free agents. Let's have some fun. All right. We're going to go to free agents. I think some of the top free agents that I think we're going to be looking at is linebacker. I think we're also going to look at offensive line. So let's kind of roll through some of the names, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are because we obviously have more time on Sunday. So we'll hit some of the other position groups on Sunday. But let's take a look. Do the time. We've been on here now for over 2 hours. And so we're going to look at linebackers and let's look at some of the offensive linemen. Okay. So linebackers first, guys. Let me know if there's anybody on the radar as we kind of go through, but let's take a look at the top one. You got Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is out there. Guys, let me know if Devin Lloyd is someone you want to bring in, possibly take a flyer on. Severe, what's your thoughts on Devin Lloyd?
Devin Lloyd would be phenomenal. He's still in his prime. I mean, at one point, I don't know if it was last year or the year prior, early in the season, he was considered like Defensive Player of the Year candidate. But for what it's going to cost, no. Like at his market value is 20. I don't think he's getting 20. Well, maybe because the salary cap just went up, so he'll get in that neighborhood. I'm not doing.
I don't know if it's fake. We're gonna talk about with the lineman, but I heard that Linderbaum is gonna possibly break bank for centers.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
We'll talk about that later. But yes, I think salary cap going up, which means people are gonna start to kind of really throw some numbers out there. So it might be.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on Devin Lloyd. I mean, the only really linebackers I'm really looking at, I would maybe kick the tires on Devin Bush. And then Nakobe Dean would be the other one.
So, Dre, you're saying bring him at the right price. Eric Redhurst, you're saying yes. The one thing I went back and I looked, and we're going to kind of clip up some game film of Devin Lloyd, is I believe the Jaguars, all the game film that I watched, they run a 4-3. They run a 4-3 scheme.
Yeah.
So this is going to be basically a different scheme that he's going to. So I think I believe the Jags for the last 3 years or so have run a 4-3. And so he's been in a 4-3 scheme, I assume, for the last 3 years. I don't know what they did prior to Cohen coming in, so I might be wrong. But at least last year they ran a 4-3 scheme. So he's coming to a different scheme. The question is, has he fitted? He's athletic. I think he can do it.
I have to think of Devin Lloyd. I think he went to Utah. and he played for under Kyle Whittingham. I think Kyle Whittingham ran a 3.4. I can't remember. I have to check it out. But I think Devin Lloyd, I'm pretty sure he went to Utah. He played under Cal Whittingham. So, and I think he runs a 3. Oh, but no, what? Cal Whittingham might not have been there yet, though. No, he was there. He for sure was there. He was there. He's been there forever. So yeah, I think he ran a 3.4 in college.
Yeah. So if he did, then that's great. Got experience. But just looking at the game film with the Jags last year, they ran a 4.3. So again, I'm not sure if that will have any determination as to whether or not you might not look at him just because he's ran under a different scheme. I don't know. Overall, though, I do think Devin Lloyd, I think it's like I think Severe you said, as well as Quirk, I think you were the one that said it. Or was it Dre? Yeah, Dre, you said it. Bring him at the right price. I don't know if I want to break the bank for Devin Lloyd, but I think he's going to want his money. So we have so many position needs on this defense as well as offense. If we're going to break the bank, I'm willing to break the bank on the offensive line if we need to, and that's kind of where I want to target. We'll talk about the offensive line in a second. But Devin Lloyd at the right price, I definitely would consider bringing him in. Devin Bush, I think, is an interesting one. Again, the Cleveland Browns, they run a 4-3 scheme, so he's going to be coming to a different scheme. We'll see just kind of how that transition over, but I do like Devin Bush. I'd be very interested in bringing him in. Quay Walker, I think for Quay Walker, the price tag has to be right.
Exactly.
Like, if he's not going, I don't want to pay more than other teams. Like, he might have to sit for a little bit on the market, and then we kind of take a flyer on him. But I'm not paying him more. I'm not getting into a bidding war for Quay Walker. If Nakobe Dean is good with injuries, I think he's a bad man.
Bad man.
if we can get the 2024, I believe it was, Nakobe Dean, then bring him in and let's get him in this 3-4 scheme. Because, again, the Eagles run a 3-4 scheme. So he's comfortable with it. You know he can fly with it. And so, God, if we can get a healthy Nakobe Dean, bring him in. He's young, and we all know he'll make Genty better because Genty's going to have his eyes wide open seeing Nakobe Dean.
Man,
building.
And then I think Ronald Williams was, I think he came over from the Eagles. I think he was the LB coach over with the Eagles. So he'll have some familiarity already with Nakobe. So,
Randy Pittman, what's going on? You're saying any Raider fans feel like this year is going to be the start of a turnaround. I'll answer this pretty quick. Like, Clint Kubiak was my number one, but there's just always a risk with a rookie head coach. So I hope it is. It just kind of remains to be seen, but he was my top choice as a head coach, and so I'm hoping for all the best. Severe, quick thoughts on that one.
I mean, you guys know how I feel about Clint Kubiak. I don't hate him, don't love him. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping, obviously Pete Carroll didn't know what he was doing. That's evidenced by our draft class. I think he had a heavy influence over that. I'm hoping kind of exercising that poltergeist from the building. Hopefully that helps us out. I like Clint as an offensive coach. I think if things are going well, I think he'll do well. But I worry about him if we hit a patch of adversity. Is he going to be the guy that'll pull us out of it? Unfortunately, he has a very veteran coaching staff. Mike McCoy is a veteran guy, been around forever. Joe Woods, veteran guy, been around forever. So he has some guys to kind of fall back on and kind of help guide him through this process. So I'm hoping for the best, man. I'm hoping this is the guy, our guy for the future, and we don't have to make another head coaching hire in 3 years or so.
Yeah, I do agree in a sense that when we talked about Clint Kubiak initially, and you said look, he's pretty monotone. You don't know if he's going to be that guy that can rally the troops when you're start out 1-4. You know what I'm saying? Or you're down by 21 points. Can he rally the troops? I actually agree. It remains to be seen if he's going to be able to do that. He doesn't strike me of having that demeanor. I mean, you see it. That's why, I loved Ben Johnson last year because you see his demeanor on the sidelines. You see him getting excited. You see him getting riled up, even though people had the same question marks with him. You see it. We'll see just kind of how Clint Kubiak's demeanor rolls out throughout the season. Look, for me, linebackers wise, if we kind of scroll down, two guys that I'd be really interesting if we address the linebacker position in the draft, right? If we actually get a good linebacker, let's say we go in the second round and we get a green dot guy, or we get somebody and we prioritize them behind the draft. Two guys I wouldn't be mad if we decide to bring in Alex Anzalone from Detroit. I think I think he is
older though, right? He's right there, right? Oh, 31.
Center type of guy. I think he's going to bring the energy to the defense. If you draft somebody, but then again, you just need some role players. You need some guys that will just be kind of like 1 or 2 year fillers. I think Alex Anzalone, I would not mind bringing him in. Another guy, Leo Chenal from the Chiefs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You bring him in. Not only do you have a guy, I believe he didn't play a lot of snaps this year though, which is a little tough. But I think he could be a role player, and at the same time, you get a little bit of dirt on that on our division rival. So bring him in on a cheap contract. Same with Alex Anzalone. You bring him in on a little bit cheaper contract because he's a little bit older.
Man,
he still's got some of the tank to play.
Man, Levante and Bobby still kicking, man. That's impressive. That is impressive.
Steve and Bobby Wagner? I know.
Yeah, man. They still kicking, man. That's impressive. EJ Speed, I mean, who's coming over from the Texans? He's a guy, I mean, coming over from that system. You know, what's my guy? I always forget his name. Coach for the Texans.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah,
I'm picturing him, just can't get the name.
Yeah, I got it. I can see him. I can see that bald head. Right.
Yeah, Chad, help us out.
Play linebacker. God damn it. D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans. There.
D'Amico Ryans. Yeah, D'Amico Ryans. I mean, you know, like coming from that system, I mean, those linebackers were playing well. You know, as obviously Aziz Al-Shair was the leader of that group, but EJ Speed, I think he played pretty solid. He's the reason. I think he didn't keep his gap integrity a few times on a few of them Genty runs, though. To be honest with you.
So yeah, like again, guys that might stick around a little bit. I think Alex Anzalone, because he's older, he might be a little bit cheaper contract, but 1 year, maybe 2 to help out the tone center. But hey, we got our guy down here, Elandon Roberts. He doesn't necessarily fit fully a 3-4 scheme, but I would not mind bringing him back as a 1 year contract, tone setter. We showed the game film. He'll come downhill and he will hit you. And if you play him behind a big nose tackle that takes up 2 gaps, and now Elandon Roberts can kind of fly, he hurts you in pass coverage a little bit. All right, he's not the best. But, man, you bring back Elandon Roberts into this locker room, I think you got your green dot guy, route the box. Robbie Leonard is still our defensive coordinator, so there's familiarity there. I would not mind it at all.
I wouldn't either.
So, Severe, any thoughts on these last guys? Again, Anzalone, you got let's see, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Our
guy Devin White, Jermaine Pratt. Oh my, wouldn't that be something if we bring back Jermaine Pratt? Wouldn't that be something? I don't know how he fits into a 3-4 though. Devin White, I think you can make Devin White fit into a 3. Did they run 3-4 in Tampa?
Did they?
No, it can, because not under, because Raheem Morris was a defensive coordinator under Bruce Arians, right? So no, I don't think they did.
Yeah, I
don't think they did. I mean, I wouldn't mind, Devin White coming back if it makes sense. If it makes sense, I wouldn't mind him coming back.
Yeah, you got to use Devin White, right? Like,
exactly.
Drop into pass coverage, please.
At all.
Rush just play him off the edge.
Yeah. It's kind of like a hang defender, or playing off the edge. I think he can play well.
Pittsburgh, did they run a 3-4? I think they did.
Run 3-4? Yeah, I think so.
I think they did. We're going to break down both Fernando and Ty Simpson. Don't worry, but after the draft. Not after the draft. Sorry, after free agency.
So Corey are all good with Ty Simpson. Where Alabama you from, Corey?
Yeah, I'm curious. If Cork, you're from Alabama, what's your thoughts on Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
Yes, it'd be wild if Jermaine Pratt found his way back over here after what he did. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
God, man, Denzel Perriman, he's out there. I don't know if you need someone that still has a little bit of gas in the tank. I just don't think he's a 3-4 guy though.
No, yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Don't see anybody else. Let's go offensive lineman. Let's look at centers first, real quick. Chat, let me know what your thoughts are on. I'll go market value up top. So, I saw a report that they're thinking that like Tyler Linderbaum could be getting upwards of like 25, almost close to 30 million.
That is wild.
Like, I just don't know if he's that good. We're going to do some game film breakdown to him of what I've seen of him so far. And again, it's just other people kind of throwing some game film. So, but very good in the run, a little bit questionable in the pass protection. And I ain't paying you like a top, like the best center in the National Football League if you got some question marks. Like you got to be like bona fide Pro Bowler, and you got to be damn near polished if I'm paying top center money.
You're paying damn near 30.
What's your thoughts on Tyler Linderbaum, Severe? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's the top center out there in free agency market right now. He's going to get it back. But yeah, if you're going to pay him that, yeah, brother, you better, he better damn well be almost flawless. Almost flawless.
Yeah. Now, look, Connor McGovern, I'm really curious. I have not watched much tape on him. So we're going to be breaking down his game film because obviously there's a good chance we're going to be addressing the center position. So if we're probably going to break down, I don't know, maybe the top like 4 centers in free agency just to kind of get an idea of who they are. Maybe it's not going to be a full breakdown, but definitely want to take a look at what they bring to the table. Show Deuce, you're saying Linderbaum gave up 0 sacks when one-on-one his pass blocking grade are 85 to 90% because of bad guard play. Okay.
Interesting.
One thing to take into consideration, right? Sometimes you're overcompensating for the lack of production around you. So we'll definitely take a look at it. Slam and Sammy, I'd like to know if JPJ will be the guard or center next year.
Yeah.
Chris, you're following up. Do you guys think JPJ has a chance to play center? We're going to answer that in just a question. What up, Loom? What's going on, man? Tyler with Dennison, though. It could be good. I like just what Dennison brings to the offensive line coaching room. But
yeah. Oh, yeah. I love what he brings to the coaching room. That was my favorite. That was my favorite hire of all the coaches, including Kubiak. Dennison was my favorite hire.
I agree. I really like Dennison, and yes, he could definitely probably produce and generate just wonders with Tyler Linderbaum. I'm not going to deny that. But let's talk real quick about, is there a chance JPJ goes to center? I kind of have my take on just the offensive line in general, but Severe thoughts. Do you think there's a chance that JPJ goes to center?
Probably not. I mean, I doubt if they want to keep moving him around. Me personally, I would move him back to center. That seems to be where his comfort level was. That's what he wants to play. That's what he played. You know, that's where he finished his Oregon career at playing. That's where he finished his rookie career playing. That's where he went into his sophomore year preparing to play. And then they ripped that opportunity from him. So at the very least, letting him compete for it. If he doesn't win it, then you know he has a home. He can play at some of the guard spots. But I would let him compete for that center spot. And if you let him compete, you know, unless we bring in a guy like Tyler Linderbaum, if we let him compete, there's a good chance he can win that job.
Yeah, and Jays, you're saying $22 million for Linderbaum max, or get a guard, draft a center, JPJ at center with Logan Jones, or a height to back him up. I know we talked a little bit about the offensive lineman earlier. This is what this is what I hate about going into this offseason with this offensive line is Brendan Carroll was so bad. I have no clue what we have with our offensive line. I can only base it off of what we saw in 2024 with the guys that are still on this roster. That's all I can base it off of. Is Caleb Rogers better than what he showed last year? Maybe. Is Charles Grant better than what we saw just the last couple of games? Like Charles Grant showed promise, but with better coaching, could he show even more promise? Severe, don't answer that because I know what you're about to say. But there's just so many question marks. It's like, can we get Jordan Meredith of the 2024 season?
Exactly.
Let's rock with them. Let's just go with it and maybe assign some of the salary cap elsewhere, because we know that Jordan Meredith can play the position. But where does JPJ play? And if Dennison gets into that locker room and gets on that field, watches the game film and goes, no, Caleb Rogers is our guard, then maybe you move JPJ to center. You know what I'm saying? And we roll with it, and now we have our offensive line, and then maybe it's DJ Glaze and Charles Grant competing at that guard spot. I think you still go and you get guys through free agency for competition. You still draft guys for competition. But I just have no clue the route that we're going to go because I have no clue what we got in our offensive line right now. So everybody's guess is as good as mine, to be honest. So John Leon JPT always gets hurt, so no way can depend him on at center. I agree. I don't like the fact that his injury history puts him at center, and you can't lose a center. That's for damn sure. So that definitely is something to keep in mind. I'm with you.
We got practice at it. We lost like four last year.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't believe Raider Zach. I don't believe these projections, to be honest, because I saw a report that he might be wanting in upwards of 30 mil.
Yeah,
off season, which is crazy,
insane.
Yeah. So JD's Grant was blocking people off the screen and film. He's going to be good, especially if we get a veteran to compete with him at the position.
JD, you good in my hood, bro. You are good in my hood, bro. I got you, JD. You going to the draft, bro? I got you, bro. Get you a shot, something, bro. I got you. But this dude knows what he's talking about. This dude, hey, bro, I'm watching. You coming up. Your draft is rising. Your draft stock is rising, JD.
Oh man. So would you be open to signing Hassan Reddick? I would think after the first run of free agency and the draft. If he's hanging around and we can't get guys, maybe I'll take a swinger at it. Severe, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, at that point, if you need like an edge, and he's an older guy. I don't know why he would want to come here. It'd be a situation where he's not getting any other offers, and if he's not getting any other offers, he's willing to take like a pretty cheap deal. I wouldn't mind having him here. I wouldn't mind not like we have any like young guys he'd be beating out. Like, I think it's like Kuntz is a free agent. Snowden, I think we still have, but I don't think he'll really be, in his path too much. So I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, and again, like I said, if we don't, the first flow of free agency, if we miss or don't get anybody and we miss in the draft, then I would consider if you're still sticking around. Fu Chris, if Will Putnam is on this 53-man roster, I will cry.
Oh, bro. I don't know how he made it last year.
I was so pissed.
That's when you knew the jig was up. When he's on the 53, the jig was up.
My God. Yes. Hey, Antonio. Yes. If JPJ at center, Raiders will need Plan B without question. So John Leon signed Jalen Phillips and Chase on trade Crosby. Yeah, that would be wild if you did that.
Yeah, I don't think we can sign Chase on. Not after letting him walk and him taking a cheap deal, and then he going over there and balling out. Chlorilla.
Quirk, I don't want Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I'd much rather get somebody in the draft, or I would prefer to get somebody in the draft if we try to get somebody. I don't know if I'm dumping money in Hendrickson because then that means you get rid of Maxx. If I'm going to continue to pay money, I might well just roll with Maxx, to be honest.
Yeah.
Severe, what's your thoughts?
Exactly. Same. Yeah, I feel the same. You know, if I'm gonna pay that kind of money, because part of the reason why you trade Maxx is that you get the advantage of you saving, get those draft picks, and you saving some of that money against the cap. I'm not going to trade Maxx and then immediately sign another more expensive guy that's also older.
Yeah. I'm not pulling that trigger on Hendrickson. All right, let's look at guards really quick. We're not going to look at tackles. Again, we're going to look at more free agents on Sunday. We're going to break down some game film. Let's take a look at some of the guards that are out there. Maybe some guys we want to bring in for competition. Again, if JPJ goes to center, we might be looking at a guard situation. And so there are some names. Wyatt Teller, he's no longer with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns just got absolutely depleted when it comes to their offensive line. What kind of is a wild card a little bit in that center position is, I believe, the Chicago Bears center ended up retiring. So now they're looking for a center, which now we got more competition if we're looking at the center position. So, chat, let me know if there's anybody kind of on the top tier, because, look, I'm a build in the trenches guy. If you're going to go after an offensive lineman, either you're getting them very early in the draft, like top 10, or with all of our salary cap, I'd love to see us prioritize it in free agency and go get some of these top guys to address some of the offensive line issues. So, chat, let me know if there's anybody that you see here that you might want to take a flyer on, take a swing, bring them in, beef up this offensive line. Severe, anybody that pops out at you on the top list?
Not really. It's interesting they got Brighton Smith listed. You know, they got his position at right tackle, but they got him listed with the guards. I don't know if they're anticipating a move to guard. I know I think he had an injury issue last year. I think it was a neck or something like that. So that'd be interesting. And the top guys, I mean, obviously the one that sticks out the most is Mekhi Becton. I think he was hurt last year, I want to say. So I don't know about him. Another one, interestingly enough, another Charger, Zion Johnson. He's a guy I liked when he was coming out in the draft. I think he went to Boston College, if I recall correctly. I don't know how far he'll go down. I think it's got other positions in here too. Elijah Vera Tucker is a guy that's super talented. He just can't stay healthy. He's super talented but cannot stay healthy to save his life. That's another SC guy. Our good old friend John Simpson. I don't think John Simpson has the mobility to run this game though. But
yeah. So Quirk, you're saying a guard from Carolina got recommended to us via reporter. Okay, looks like we're searching a little bit. JD's, I want to draft a D tackle or center in the second round. John Leon, O-line, D-line, and linebacker is where we should shoot for in free agency. And Quirk, Vera Tucker for sure. Like Severe just said, right? If Vera Tucker can stay healthy, he could be a monster.
Yeah.
For myself, I'm really curious just kind of where we go. Mekhi Becton could be very interesting, given the fact that we are going to run quite a bit of power. Clint Kubiak likes to run outside zone, but he also will run straight at you. He'll run duo. He'll run power right at you. And so Mekhi Becton might be a very interesting look as well. Kevin Zeitler is a guy that I liked a while ago. Back, I believe he was with the Baltimore Ravens at the time. But he's just on the older end.
Yeah.
But if you need someone just for a veteran competition, just in case someone gets hurt, Kevin Zeitler's pretty solid. Even at an older age, you could probably get him for pretty cheap.
Yeah, 36 is crazy.
Yeah. Wyatt Teller, man, I think when I looked him up, I'm telling you, I think he's got a lot of injuries from his past. So I'm not sure if we're going to take a swing at him at all. Evan Neal's a guy I know that people have been kind of playing around with name-wise. Younger guy. That there was some improvement with that Giants offensive line. So wouldn't be mad if we took a look at him. Elijah Vera Tucker, we just talked about it, man. God, if he can stay healthy, that'd be interesting.
Evan Neal was a pretty high pick at tackle, if I recall correctly, wasn't he? Evan Neal?
Yeah, I believe so.
think he was pretty tight. I think he took the Giants took him pretty high, like top 5. I want to say at tackle. So transition to guard. I mean, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how well, and I think he ended up being a backup. But if you can get him on a cheap, if you miss on some guys, you need a little bit of depth. Now that we have, I'm blanking on his name. Our offensive line coach,
Dennison.
Former first rounder, drafted as a tackle, moved down into guard, but then obviously I believe he got traded over to the Chargers. He's now a free agent. This Trevor Penning kid,
yeah,
he was a monster coming out of college. If he sticks around and you miss in free agency the first wave, you miss in the draft, you take a flyer that maybe Dennison can kind of get just some competition out of him. Wouldn't mind. Young guy, get him on a very cheap contract. Again, if you miss on some waves in the draft, Trevor Penning, former first rounder, I wouldn't mind just seeing him come in this building and possibly compete at the guard level. So,
yeah. Tevin Jenkins is a guy I liked when he was coming out. I want to say that was the Alex Leatherwood draft. And I really liked Tevin Jenkins coming out. That dude is he's a nasty physical player. That dude is I like money check. But yeah, I like Tevin Jenkins. I think he's had some injury issues too. I think he came out of OK State if I recall correctly. But he spent some time with the Bears. Obviously, he bounced around a little bit, and he's with the Browns. But he's a guy I like. Like I said, if Dennison can work some wonders with him, I would love that. And obviously, we see the guy right at the bottom of the screen. The best I can hear.
Where's John? There he is. Liam Eichenberg is now available. Jamba. Yeah. No, look, when it comes to the guard position, I think that there's some guys that could be good depth pieces, some good competition. I'm just really curious at the end of the day what Dennison is going to think of this offensive line when he enters the building. Yeah. And I think the first wave of free agency, again, we have an offensive-minded head coach. We have a lot of salary cap space. If we need some help, if Dennison thinks we need it, then I think we are going to splash in free agency. And I'd like to see it. Again, I want to build in the trenches, and hopefully we do it. Hopefully we finally do it. And no more Alice Kappa signings. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Or last time I say it, and Money Chuck, thanks for bringing it up. Cody goddamn Whitehair.
Oh, yeah, your boy.
Jesus Christ.
He was on there, wasn't he? Wasn't he right? No, it was Greg Van Roten. Greg Van Roten, that's what it was.
Which I was pissed. I like Greg Van Roten when we let him go.
Yeah.
He was old, but at the same time, I thought he was serviceable.
Exactly. He was a tone setter, too. He was a tone setter.
So, fucking Cody Whitehair. God damn it. So, all right. We kind of went through some of the free agents. We're going to go through more free agents on Sunday. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go break down a little bit of game film on Sunday. So definitely tap in with that. Show deuces. How much cap do we have? I believe we are actually 4th in cap space with all the movement that's been going on. I think we're 4th now. Yeah. Keep this in mind. We got a lot of position needs. You get rid of Kappa. I think we have like 88 million right now, roughly. You get rid of Kappa. If you get rid of Geno Smith, if you move on from Maxx Crosby, you go from, I believe, like 88 million to like 130 plus million for this year. And you have to spend at least 90% of your cap space, or like 89% of your cap space. The rest you get to roll over to next year. So if you want to have more cap space next year to continue to build this roster, then it makes more sense to be able to move on from some of these guys. So just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to start, the conversation. But I believe right now we're 4th in cap space with about 88 million, roughly. Marchuk, Zion Johnson also played center in San Diego. He was the 17th overall pick in the draft and was always healthy. I take a flyer on him with our O-line coach, quality depth at the least. Yeah.
I like Zion Johnson.
Like you're saying, I do think he's a pretty versatile player as well. So, man, that'd be That wouldn't be a bad decision. Jose, yeah, I believe we're fourth with all the recent moves that were going on. Guys getting released. I think it moved us to fourth overall in salary cap. I think we started the offseason with second. So, but guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the last number I saw. But yeah, man, that's about it. We've been on here for about 2.5 hours, man. Over 200 in the build, man. We appreciate everybody. Double tap that screen, hit that like button. But we are going to do a deeper dive in some of these free agents. We're going to do a little bit of game film on Sunday, tapping with that. We're also going to be doing a start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. Get your opportunity to get into our giveaway on March 11th. But we're definitely going to focus more on the rest of the free agents. And look, there's going to be some moves, possibly rumors getting thrown out there by Sunday. Because you all know, even though free agency kicks off March 11th, you start to hear a lot of rumors. You start to hear a lot of people confirming that they're going to be signing or moving. You also might see some trades. We've already seen, obviously, the Chiefs make a trade with their corner. So more might be flying in the next couple of days. So definitely tap in with us. So appreciate everybody rocking with us. Severe, man, let everybody know what you got going on throughout the week, especially your late night lives.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, Kick, Twitch, everywhere. The Severe Raider. Holla at me, man. Sundays and Wednesdays, man, in the Raider War Room, my guy, Christian Protect the Shield, and 805 Raider. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, my brother Pharaoh NFL and with the 50-50 show and Around the Shield. Tap in with me, man. You know, come in. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe, hype the video if that option is available, man. And you know, I'm almost at 2,000 subs, man. I think I'm about 140 or so away from there, man. So, you know, if you're watching the video, if you haven't been subscribed yet, make sure y'all go over and subscribe.
100%, man. Hit that sub button. If you guys are on my channel, after this, go over to Severe's, hit that sub button. Definitely after this, wherever you're at, go over to Chris Protect Show Podcast, hit that sub button. He's 1/3 of the Raider War Room. Real quick, I'm 805 Raider. We challenge Real Talk Raider Nation. We are going to be at the draft in Pittsburgh. Hit us up. Let us know. We'll meet face to face, put names to faces, have a little bit of fun. But also, if you guys are going to be in SoCal, we're going to be in the Bakersfield area, May 16th, the Raider Nation Summer Kickoff. We're going to pop in, have a little bit of fun. Last year was a very good time. We had a lot of fun. I definitely got a couple guys here in the Vegas area rolling with me. We're going to rock through and have a good time. Definitely check us out. Hit us up on social media. Let us know we're going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. So, man, Severe, got anything else? Last thoughts before we tap out of this thing?
Nah, man. You guys tune in for these film sessions. There'll be some good ones.
Yeah, we have a little bit of fun. So, and look, we do it live so we can get you guys a take on it as well. You may agree, disagree. That's fun. Or that's fine. But at the end of the day, we do it live because, look, I want the feedback. And if I disagree, I'll give you my feedback as well based on your comment. And we'll definitely do that back and forth. So, man, we appreciate y'all. After this, Jeff and Jay and Leo and all them, they're live right now on their channels. Go tap in with them. I'll be live tomorrow with Jeff and LV Raider Nate. They're going to be hitting some questions at me. I'm going to give them as much answers as I can, and we'll see how much hate I kick off in their chat. So appreciate y'all, man. Double tap the screen before we get out of here. Tap with us on Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you on the next one. We out here.